Hello, beautiful
Whoa.
souls. Yeah, look at
There you
you right there.
go.
Hello, and welcome to episode 2 of The Critical Question. I'm Dr. Dani, and today I'm joined by my friend, colleague, and collaborator, Logan Jason, Spotlight.life.
Yeah, nice to be here once again. Thanks everybody for joining in. I think we have our first guest calling in an hour early. Who is our first guest? Is it Julie? Do you know the name?
Um,
The first person
no, hang
calling in?
on. They're already calling in? Well, we could take them, I
No,
guess.
no, I'm not going to take it because they need to follow instructions.
Okay, 8:30 is the first call. So
It is.
in 58 minutes or so, or 54 minutes, we should be
Yeah.
ready to take you guys. We have a lot to talk about first. I mean, there's some really lit astrology, some really beautiful things coming, the energy of today, as a matter of fact. And then there's just some magnificent questions that you guys sent to us through the email. So I'm excited to look at those and to answer them for you guys. How are
Yep.
you doing, Logan?
I'm doing good, other than not being able to get into
Yeah,
the
hit a
it was
few
a whole
Maalox moments right before signing
yeah,
in.
right? Yeah.
We had
That's
this
all.
big plan of having Restream collaborate for us, and he ended up having to be a guest. So I have to drive, but it's okay. I have it all set up so that anybody can drive this. So I
Yeah.
think I'm very proud of the work and the improvements that I've done on these presentations. So I think it'll be fine. We're good. We're good. I'm
Yep.
excited to see all of you in the chat. Oh my goodness, look at all these beautiful souls. We have Lori and Pam, our moderators. Thank you guys so much for being here, keeping everybody in line. It's not like they have to. I mean, gosh, our communities are just full of such bright, intelligent, funny, loving people that I feel very honored to have all of you here. So, all right. So, yeah, I've been really good. I got a new tattoo. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, how long did it take to do that?
Well, so it took 5 hours total, but not the ink part. The 3 hours of it was getting it just right because I asked this young man to wrap 343 digits around my arm, and he did
Cool.
it, and he did it well. It was the stenciling that took a while because he wanted it to be just right. But then it was 2 hours of ink. And then actually I didn't sleep the night before because I was on call and working, and so I was just delirious, hot mess when I got home. It was crazy. But no, I'm good. I'm good now. I've been just working on some content for you guys and getting ready for tonight. And yeah, ready to rock and roll.
Awesome. Love it.
Yeah, yeah.
So it must have hurt on the inside of your arm though. Like
Where it hurt the most was on my wrist. Right.
really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Everything else was fine. Just felt like a burn. But the wrist.
Did you get any numbing cream or just
Mm-mm.
no?
No, it was actually very interesting. I'm glad you asked that because I had a moment there where I was like just observing the pain.
Mm.
It was weird. You like clinch and you get ready for it, but I was just sort of observing it like, oh, there's pain. Wow, I didn't flinch. I didn't react. I mean, I could feel it. Felt like there was a nail going through my wrist, but
Yep.
yeah, that was pretty wild.
Yeah, 'cause
All
usually
right.
it's like through here is where it can really burn.
Yeah, that wasn't too bad actually.
Yeah. I mean, it's not that much landscape going on anyway. I mean, that's
No, it was a very fine needle too.
real thin, yeah.
It's the thicker lines that those are the ones that really hurt. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
cool.
It's probably a single needle they use to
Mm-hmm.
do all that, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But no numbing cream. Okay.
No numbing cream.
Trooper.
So yeah, shout out to
You
Pinnacle
deliver
Tattoo.
babies, man. So come on. It should be a walk in the park.
All right, good. Well, what do you want to start with? You want to start
Whatever
with
you
some
want.
questions? You want to start with the astrology?
We can start with hey, listen, this is your I'm letting you I'm treating this like this is your rodeo. So
All right.
I would much rather just you go into it and
All right. Very cool. Very cool.
yep.
All right. Pam
Whatever you want to talk
says,
about. What do you want to start talking about?
I just want to put this comment up here from
Pammy.
Pam. Very cool. Very cool. All right. Yeah, we got a good crowd tonight. All right. Let's do this. Let's get warmed up with some synchronicities for today's energy. I posted this to our community on the YouTube channel. But for those of you who have not seen it yet, let's make sure that this actually works, this scene change. Oh, my goodness. Look at that. Like a professional. Like a professional. Nothing's cut off.
Did you do that on purpose? You did that on purpose, huh?
I did.
Very nice. Good job. I'm impressed. See? So
Yeah.
now we can officially label you as a graphic designer now too.
Thank you. I will take it. All right, cool. So this is just a slide I created, and it has our date numerology, which comes to 21. And I think that's so interesting. 21 is always a big fascinating number for me because I like to work with the golden phi cipher. It's my favorite cipher. Everything just shows up for me when I use that. So as soon as I see 21, I'm like, hell yeah. So I look up the card, and it's the 8 of clubs, which is also the 21st card in the popular system that we're using. And it's the 144th day of the year. And that's just a magical number because it's 12 times 12. It's a Fibonacci number. It's a sacred spiritual number. And then the corresponding tarot card for the day,
144.
yeah, is 30, which is 3, which is 2 plus 1. And of course, you can tie Fibonacci to phi with the element scandium. So just thought that was very interesting. Do you have any thoughts on that? Like any energy that comes through for you?
Well, I look at both the common and leap years, 144/145, 145. Anytime I ever see that number, I instantly look to Prometheus because Promethium, the element 61, the average isotope's 145. So I always kind of look to that when we look at the, both the days 144, 145. So that's kind of what comes to my mind.
So Prometheus of fire transformation. Uh-oh, we lost Logan. That's okay. Well, what I can do while he finds his way back, there he is. Hi.
What's going on with that?
I don't know. Whenever we start talking about the code and getting to some truth, there's always
Jesus.
technical difficulties. It's just the way it is.
The heck out there.
It
That's
was really
crazy.
funny. 2 Fridays ago, I had a great decode out there for the Gemini and Venus energy and Venus going into Gemini. And there's all these cool synchronicities. And we lost our internet. So I had to go to a coffee shop down the road and do my transmission from there. And it was terrible. I had to use my mobile setup. And I mean, at least I got it through, but it was real glitchy and it was a mess. So yeah, when you get to the truth, when you get to the code, sometimes that happens. I don't know. Did you have a thought before you were cut off?
No, I was just mentioning the 144, 145, and then I mean that's 289. That's going to be tied to. I mean, there's so many things. I don't want to get too off topic because my mind will just start connecting things. So
right, but 8 is power. So it's a powerful day, and then the wands and the clubs are transmission, thought, spirit. So it's almost like this podcast sort of is building itself. It's like whenever I do something for it, it doesn't even feel like I'm doing any work. So it's very interesting that the days that we decide to do this code comes through.
Yeah.
All right, you want to do some astrology?
Maybe for sure. Are you kidding me? Right. Could ask me twice.
Hopefully you can see that.
Yeah, perfect. Okay. What chart is this?
This is today.
Oh,
this
wonderful.
Is right now. Yeah. So I took the liberty and I put it into the alchemical cosmic codes.
Yes.
As this was your breakthrough with spotlight.life. So what do you see in here?
I'm looking right. Well, Venus is in 35. I like the conjunction, just the conjunction of Venus and Jupiter, the expansion of love. Whenever those two come together, I think, Jupiter expansion, Venus love, expansion of love, Gemini, just from a technical standpoint of being in a relationship with somebody right now. If you are in a partnership right now, you might be struggling to communicate because it's in Gemini, and Gemini is ruled by Mercury. So you could be struggling to communicate with your relationship, but it's obviously the breakthrough for everybody here you should be focusing on the communication and the base of your communications in your relationship, because that's the expansion of love. That's how you would play that. And then Mercury being right next door in Taurus, and Taurus is ruled by Venus. So that's just going to give another nod to the Venus area right there. So what I see just from the first glance is the expansion of love and communicating with love. And you got the conjunct sun there as well. So, I mean, Uranus is going to add a little bit of flavor in there. I would say I would bet my life right now that Mars being in Aries, I think there's a lot of fighting going on right now in relationships. That's what I would think is the case. And obviously there'll be the match to that there'll be harmony, but that Uranus with the conjunct Sun and Mercury, that could be And Mars in Aries, that if you have a bad temper and you got Mars in Aries, man, it's going to be highlighted even more. And you got to watch yourself, you know. What do you see, Dani, with that? You want to add to that, or you see something else?
Well, so when I look at this, I know that when the sun sets, what we can watch in the sky, if you look right after sunset, you're going to see evening star Venus, very, very bright. And she's approaching and getting closer and closer to Jupiter. This is one of the most benefic astronomical, astrological things you can witness in the sky. So I encourage you all to enjoy it. This conjunction actually perfects on June 9th. So we're very close to it. It's an approaching conjunction, which is always sort of the pressure building. And it's funny you ask, because I was just doing this transmission today, working on this for you guys for a couple weeks from now, and it's huge energy. I mean, Jupiter is the millionaire planet, Venus is the billionaire planet, and they're literally coming together with one another. And it's it happens about every 10 to 12 months. So we do get it quite often, but to me, it's the best time of the year. There's some shadow to this energy, though. Okay. Yeah. So with Jupiter, for example, there can be too much expansion, overwhelm, right? There's always in a Jupiter integration, in a Jupiter pathway, there's always the fall from the throne or the fall from grace. And so if you really understand your Jupiter energy, if you've had that sort of fall from grace and you've realigned with sort of the spirit aligned pathway, Jupiter can be very nice to you. There's also the spirit of generosity with Jupiter. So you want to make sure you're not overgiving your your mind, your thoughts, your time, your treasure. You want to try and focus as best you can, but guys, this is going to feel so good in Gemini. It's going to be parties and conversations and collaborations and people wanting to reconnect. So there might be friends coming out of nowhere, realigning with you that you haven't talked to in a while. And that Jupiter sun right there, or the Uranus sun conjunction, that happens every 370 days. And so we just had a pretty monumental moment for the Uranus sun cycle. So we get a whole new cycle of individuation with Uranus. But on the global scale, I think it's definitely disrupting finances. And I think you have to be extremely nimble with that energy. Like you have to have your investments or your money or your jobs in, like, have 5 jobs, have 5 investment strategies, like spread yourself out so that you can, if something falls or collapses or ruptures, you have options. And then the Mars, that Mars in Aries, that Mars actually is comfortable in Aries, at least according to the older teachings. And I love that he's just like minutes away from Scandium, which is 21.
Yep.
So that's pretty cool.
Yep.
For today.
Right now, I mean, if you look at it from the alchemical perspective, Mars is in the 17th gate in human design. But when you look at it from a chemical standpoint, it's chlorine, and chlorine is a bleaching agent, if you will, right? The design of chlorine, the advantages of chlorine, when you add that layer of Mars in there, it's about wiping things clean, bleaching, think what you put in your pool water is chlorine. So it's a cleaner. It literally wipes things clean. So I would imagine from a liability side, that's what I was saying, is that the Mars in that 17th gate, 17 is chlorine. There's probably a lot of fighting going on. There can be a lot of bickering and arguing because it is in a fire sign. Yeah, it can be that way. But on the plus side, it's about communicating and then, making sure you're eliminating, that is, the things if it's your relationship, the things in your life that are toxic, because that's, chlorine, thinking bleach, chlorine bleach, and getting rid of that. And the Mars fire energy and the Aries and the 17th gate and all that stuff plays homage to that completely. So
yeah, you also got to be careful with Mars. Mars is accident prone. And in a square to Pluto like that, Pluto to me is like the ebb and flow of entropy, the decaying force underneath all of it. And when a personal planet bumps into that decaying energy, things will crumble, things start to break. And I love the idea of dissolving. So it's like the gas that finally, makes the rubble fall down. So yeah, we can be in for it if we're not careful. Watch your step. Any activities you take, definitely be mindful of them, because if you don't want to trip and fall, hurt yourself. Even chewing or eating food, go slow, because you can choke with Mars in a square like that to Pluto, for sure.
Yeah, and if you got your Venus in Aries, You know, sex drive could probably go out of control and crazy. I mean, Venus and Aries to me, it automatically, and I've studied this high and low, not for everybody, but for a lot of people, when you got Venus and Aries, you're like a horn dog. I mean, that's just how it is, man. You know, you add Mars to that. Now you're talking about looking for a partner or trying to get some or
On the
whatever.
hunt. Yeah.
On the hunt. Yeah. The predator. So male or female, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But
So yeah, that's today. And the next new moon is happening right there between Mercury and Venus on that cusp of Gemini and Taurus. And when that new moon comes, that's called the Silver Gate. You notice it's right across from Ophiuchus, which is the Golden Gate. Basically, the galactic center, the Milky Way over here with Ophiuchus, gate 1443. And then on the other side, that's where the new moon will be. And what's so interesting about this is that the moon and sun will be at the perigee point of the moon, meaning it'll be the closest to Earth that it gets in its cycle. And when it hits the new moon or the full moon, 14 days later, it will be at the apogee point. It will be the farthest away. So to have that sort of juxtaposition on top of the galactic center, I think it's very interesting. It feels almost like a portal, moving through the galactic center energy with a lunation. So yeah, that's what I see.
Amazing. Well, then plus you got the Rahu Ketu axis, which is huge, and the focal point is. I'm surprised the aliens haven't really come out. Whatever that's going to look like, I'm surprised it hasn't really happened yet, because I mean it's happening. All these orbs are, all this weird stuff's happening.
I was just going to say, yeah, I got a little scared the other day because I kept seeing, like X feed stuff and reels about orbs and the sky turning different colors, and people asking like, "Is this really happening?"
Yeah. I mean, that's the dog in Chinese. Aquarius, gate 41. That's tied to the Elohim and the Torah. It's tied to the ancient aliens. It's tied to Bob Lazar S4 with the 41 being in the hangar of where he worked at in Area 51. The 41 is huge. 41 degrees latitude north is Vatican City with the big V on it. That's the boys compound V made superheroes. I mean, all this stuff is tied to Aquarius, and that's where Rahu is. So get ready. I would imagine that there's going to be some massive things that happen as long as Rahu stays in Aquarius. I would think so.
Like on the disclosure front?
Yep.
Yeah.
I would think
that movie's coming out too, isn't it? In July.
Yep. Steven Spielberg stuff, and it's just so. I don't know. I had somebody ask me to do E.T. Steven Spielberg's E.T. and I went back and I'm like, oh, let me check it out. So I looked, and one of the most important actors or actresses in that movie is Pat Welsh, who was the voice of E.T. Right.
Okay.
And I went and looked at her. Yeah, I went and looked at her chart, man, and she's got all this energy in Aquarius. Okay. It's ridiculously scripted, man. This woman just playing E.T.'s voice. It's just, I don't know, man.
I love that movie.
Man.
I love that movie as a kid. And you know what? Part of me is like totally okay with like aliens and other life forms, like just in a principle. But I mean, with all the movies and programming we've had, there is no guarantee that they're friendly or like us or have the same goals. So it's kind of scary when you think about it.
Yep. That's even, and the other thing is that's even if they're real.
Right. Maybe they come from underground. Maybe it's some sort of trans-dimensional, fourth dimensional holographic thing. Who knows?
Yeah. I'm honestly, I'm Dani. I'm trying even not to pay any attention to any of it anymore.
Right. Just do your thing. Just do your thing.
Yep. I'm really staying away from anything mainstream, because it's just, there's so much rotting of the brain with that stuff.
Yeah.
And especially the mainstream media, you watch the news. I mean, you could speculate that the majority of it is not even real. Like, we're really doing this podcast. Like, there's nobody that can deny that. But when you watch the news, the majority of it, I would think, it's not even real. It's not even
really. I mean, I don't know. I might argue that it doesn't even really affect you to some degree. Like if you don't pay attention to it and you're not, I mean, maybe there's something rippling downstream, and maybe you have to change your routine now and again. But I don't know. I think if you're not in it and you're not watching it, it's not
Could
really
be.
a thing.
Yep, could be. We talked about this.
I
Talked
think we
about this.
have.
Did we have this conversation? I think we did, about if you don't pay attention, if you're not, it's not in your, if you're not observing it through your senses, it just doesn't matter,
Right.
you know. But we're subjected to so many things, and
Absolutely.
I look at life like a computer. So it's like if you create a new folder on your Mac or PC, right, and then you're going to put contents into that folder. That idea is the same as if you hear something for the first time, you put it into the folder in your mind, and now you never forget it. You can't
Right.
scrub it from your mind because it's there now, right? It's that double slit experiment.
Right. If you observe it, it's real. Yeah, exactly.
When you observe it, it defines it. If you don't, there's no eyes on the electrons going through, they make a certain pattern. As soon as you look at it, it makes a different pattern.
Isn't that amazing?
Totally amazing. So if you correlate that to our consciousness, it's a possibility that if you're just completely naive and you don't pay attention to that stuff, it just doesn't become part of your reality.
Right.
But
You don't collapse that wave. You don't collapse that wave function. It's a potential
exactly,
for sure. Yeah.
exactly. But that's such a tall order, because you have all these people around you that will share with you. You see what's going on, you hear what's going on, and now you've been subjected to it.
Oh, I live with one. He gives me the news every day. Tells me what's going on. I'm like, and what does that mean? And what are we going to do about it? You know? So yeah, I stay somewhat informed tangentially through my husband, but that's about it. And man, we could go on a tangent about consciousness and about, one of the things that just popped into my brain that might be an interesting conversation, because I know you like to talk about this a lot, about reality being scripted, right? It's already coded. You're a determinist. You're like, this is absolutely happening whether I want it to or not. So I might as well go with the flow. Did I kind of get you in a nutshell?
Yep.
Yeah. But if we are actually, observing these wave functions and collapsing them, and it is our choice to observe them or not, because I feel like I have a choice whether or not I want to observe the news, then is it truly scripted, or is what we observed now scripted, now laid out in front of us? And then the other thing I think about is, if we make a decision, and of course we do the forensic decoding and we see that it's all aligned, we see that that decision was either coded by our decision or it was already there anyway, right? Are you following me, or am I going off a deep end here?
Oh, well, I'm already off the deep end. People think I'm flat as it is, which is I'm totally fine with. But no, you kind of summarized it really nice. I don't take away. You know me, man. I don't take away anybody's truths. Like if you think you have free will, I would never take that away from you. And perhaps everything that I've been showing on our channels is not true. It might be completely just how we've been coded, and we're supposed to influence a certain amount of people and take them on a journey towards, non-free will and determinism and all that kind of stuff. But, I mean, it's all going to come down to what you end up adopting as your truth. It's really just what it comes down to.
Yeah. And I think the biggest thing is to just be curious, ask questions, question what you believe, why you believe it, because your beliefs can change. And we have 41 watching now. Isn't that fun? Yay, 41. Yeah, I mean, my opinion of that certainly has changed by watching your work and going, wow, that's amazing. And then seeing where the synchronicities come from. That's why everything can be connected. That's why it doesn't matter which cipher you use, because it's going to show you there's many different connections that are underlying all of it. You can use Phi, you can use Chaldean, you can use Greek, and it all points you to the same, wow, it's connected. So I love that.
Yeah, I mean, just going on the determinism and me being a determinist and predestination versus free will. I mean, if I go back and I look at the connections you and I have based upon doing this critical question show and reverse engineering all of the tools and the layers that we use, how many synchronicities did you and I share with each other going back and forth when we started to put this thing together? I mean,
probably
it was just
30 or 40. Yeah.
It was one after another after another. So it's like that's what I'm saying is like, how can there be any choices when 1, 2, okay, fine. That's just coincidence, you can call it, but not as many as you and I found. It was just one after another, after another, after another, after another. And it's not just you and I that are finding these discoveries like that. There are countless people in my community, I know in yours as well, that are finding the same kind of things in their own personal lives. So I don't know how you would chalk it up to say that you have free will. I don't see how that would even work.
I think you have the free will to study your code and to know
Okay.
where your flow is, because some people just don't do it, and maybe their destiny is to be sort of knocked down a little bit in order to get into their groove. You know, that they struggle, they seek, they try to find the gurus, and they look everywhere, and then when they finally realize, you know, that all those rabbit holes lead within, and they, you know, maybe they look at their chart, or maybe they, you know, get their cards done, and something resonates, then they start having all these synchronicities. So it's as if life gives you two options in a way, you know. Go ahead, make your own choices, fall flat on your face until you figure out what you're supposed to be doing, and then your
Yeah.
life aligns.
Yeah, I can see it that way, but I can also say, which we've used this example, is where, and I'll use a hospital since you're a doctor. There have been people in this world that they're in the kitchen, they slice their hand open, cleaning the dishes, and they got to go to the hospital to get stitches because the cut is that bad. And they get to the hospital and they end up meeting a nurse or doctor that stitches them up, and they're like, wow, I think, you know, and they exchange numbers and they start dating and they become married. See, so, and they have a child, and that child wins the Nobel Prize, or that child, whatever the case may be. But you never would have married that person. You never would have met that doctor or nurse had you not cut your hand. And you would call that an accident. Well, I
unless
just
that unless that patient unless that patient was supposed to go to medical or nursing school or some sort of, you know, trade school for medicine, and they didn't
that too.
align, you know. And
Yep.
so they say, well, if you had gone to school like you were supposed to, you would have met this perfect person, and you guys would have already been together. But no, you took the long way around, so you had to cut your hand to end up in the hospital,
Maybe
right?
that's the case. Yeah, but I, like I said, there are countless, and that's just using one simple, ridiculous example that's legit, and it really has happened, where people have met their significant other. I mean, I've heard so many stories about people saying, "Man, I didn't even want to go out tonight. Like my girlfriends had to drag me out. I didn't want to go out, but I went out and I met the love of my life." Right? How did that happen? You weren't going to go out, but I did go out. If I would have, a lot of the 911 September 11th, man, I was should have been in those towers. I was supposed to
Yeah.
be there. I was supposed to be on that plane. We hear the stories, but why not? Wasn't your fate? Something caused you to not do that. Fate, and I'll trace the forensics, and I'll show you. I can connect it to anybody. I can connect it that because it's so easy now, right? For me, it
Right.
is. Yeah, and I know you, Dani. I know you have the ability to connect them as well.
I see
As,
patterns
as
everywhere.
yeah, I know
Can I
you
tell
do.
you one really cool pattern that happened when I got this tattoo? This was so amazing. So, the number on my arm is 137, and you know the rest of the digits all the way till at least 343 digits. But when we were trying to figure out where to put this symbol, he drew a circle right here with a yellow marker, and then I said, I think that's too high. Can you go a little lower? And he drew another one, and he fucking drew the Visa Capiscus on my wrist, like with his marker first. Like that's the first thing he did was write that symbol on my wrist. And I was like, okay, you're the guy. Right. And he didn't even know. He had no idea that was connecting for me. But that's, yeah, I see it too everywhere. It's crazy.
Yep.
I feel
Once
like
you
I'm,
start seeing it, it's like
mhm.
I say. Once you start observing the code starts to observe you back
Yes, absolutely.
because it's alive. It's alive, man. It's just frequency.
Mhm.
It's waves and frequency and electromagnetism, and that's really what it is. It's the Holy Spirit that the religious people talk about. It's just the electromagnetic waves. That's what the Holy Spirit is, electromagnetism. The numbers back it up. I think, matter of fact, I'm almost certain that Holy Spirit in Greek numerology is 220, which is
Okay.
exactly what electric and magnetic equal. Electric and magnetic waves equals
Oh,
in,
wow.
in yeah, 220.
I mean, you can't plan that.
Nope.
And people think that like gematria is maybe just like a spooky magic trick, but the letters and the sounds that the letters make are also frequencies.
Yep.
Right. And they were drawn. I mean, certainly they have evolved over the millennia, but they were drawn with that sound in mind. So they
Yep.
carry a frequency, and it is
Totally.
connected to many things. It's connected to the chemistry. It's connected to the stars. It's connected to your body. I mean, it's everything. So
Yep. Spot on. You want to take some of those email questions
I
until
do.
because we have like 25 minutes. So
Yeah, no, I really want to start. There's some ones left over from last time. I don't know if we want to think about those, but one that we did get that you had summarized from another person, because I think that they gave you a whole lot of detail that really wasn't necessary, because the point. I mean, it was for them, but in order to really get down to the point of the question, we distilled it with AI, and so I'll just give you this question, and we'll think about this for a second. I think it's perfect segue from what we were just talking about. So Jeff writes, or Jeff postulated the question through his loquacious description. How can we truly determine whether a deeply synchronized and seemingly fated relationship is authentically aligned for long-term growth and partnership, or whether personal projection, spiritual symbolism, and emotional longing are causing us to see meaning that may not fully reflect reality? That's a good question.
yep. Very
So
good question.
what do you think about that?
Well, it's an easy answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because I'm a determinist. I don't need to add on these all these whys and how comes and are irrelevant. But, a lot of people say, "Oh my God, should I do this on a certain day? Is this a good name, numerology for my business?" Like, what did you pick it? Yeah. Well, where did you get the idea from? Your mind. So just go with it. Instead of trying to grasp with figuring it out. Like this person, what is his name? Jeff. Instead of trying to figure out, is this fate or destiny, or am I supposed to move towards this person? How do you feel about it? And if you say, and you're asking because you're obviously in the relationship. So it's fate and destiny that you're in the relationship. The thing is that there's no guarantees it's going to last, right? Because nothing lasts in this reality. Even if you die with your loved one, you end up dying, and that's the end of the game. So whether you do it by death or you do it by, breaking up or divorce or whatever, or going your separate ways, there's no guarantee on any of that kind of stuff. So what I tell people is that if you feel instinctively, if you have chemistry, and you feel good about it, great, go with that, learn about the person, and just ride the wave like a surfer rides the wave and enjoy it. That's it. Forget about all the adjectives to describe the subject. Just the subject is what matters the most. What do you say, Dani?
Well, I think sometimes we try to attach meaning to things that maybe aren't there. And, when you're in your own head a lot, and some of us are, because we've got very active minds and imaginations, I would imagine that when Jeff seeing those connections, seeing those synchronicities pop off, and at the same time, the feelings for that person, if they're there, it might, there's a seeking for meaning in that. So even if it does feel sort of intuitively good, like, yeah, I love the name of that business, you're still questioning yourself, like, okay, well, I picked this name, what does that mean? Or I see all these things, what does it mean? And I think assigning meaning, we have to get away from that sometimes, because I don't think we're here to really philosophize too much about it. I think we're here to experience, to learn, to grow, to help people if we can. And a lot of times we get in the weeds with these methods, don't we? I mean, the human design is a classic one, where people are like, I'm a projector, I'm a manifester, I have this in my gate and that in my gate. And, same thing with astrology. When really, like Logan said, if you can feel it, if it feels good, go with it and try to just let it be what it is. Sometimes when you plant something in the garden and it's a bulb or a seed, you just leave it in the ground. You don't dig it up to see what's happening. You don't, you just see what happens. You see if you get a flower.
Just add water, and the water in that case would be the attention you give to the other person.
Absolutely.
That's watering the flower. Your partner is the flower, you're the water, and the attention you give them is the water. Mm-hmm. And you watch them grow, and you give them attention, affection, cuddling. You raise their dopamine and serotonin and all that stuff, and that's what makes things blossom. That's what makes love blossom. That's your water. You give the water to the person.
And Jeff should probably just try to take those cards and like decipher her. And I think that'll work. I mean, I know a lot of people that like meet people by doing that, you know, decoding them and doing a little magic for them. And they're like, oh my God, really? You know, so that might work. You never know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I mean,
we appreciate your question and taking the time to write all that down. I know that was a lot, and I know we didn't address every little thing in it, but in general, like if there's a connection with that person, it doesn't have to mean anything. It can just be what it is. Yeah.
I mean, when people, a lot of you that have sent in your questions, because we've gotten quite a bit, the answer is always in the question.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's a yes or no, the answer is like, well, do you want it or do you not want it? So you make the decision. You don't be the flat squirrel that cars, run over. Don't be the flat squirrel. The road is paved with flat squirrels. So like people say, should I move? Do you want to move because you're asking? So the question is, where do you want to move to? Should I get into a relationship? It's not a matter of should you. Of course you should, because you're asking. It's just a matter of what do you want the person to be like?
Right.
And that's as simple as you can put it. And what comes with the relationship? Are you okay with the drama that's going to come with the relationship? Are you okay? Obviously, you're okay with the good stuff that comes with the relationship, but you're guaranteed to get some kind of drama and that you don't want. Are you going to be okay with that?
Right. You have, that's part of the whole responsibility, getting benefits, but you have to have, there's responsibilities with it, so relationships come with a lot of shadow, but I mean, if you're ready for it and the other person's ready for it, you can do a lot of beautiful transformations. And
absolutely,
I have always said, like my relationship is conscious. Every day I wake up and I say, yeah, let's do this today. So it's not like don't get in a routine. There's ways to do that. And if we have any relationship questions, we can certainly get into some of that. Okay, great question, Jeff. Thank you. Appreciate you so much. Okay. Let's see. All right. This one is about relationships. So it's perfect. We're just flowing, Logan. We're just doing it.
Let's do it.
So this person has been, this is, I didn't get a name on this person, but they just wanted to talk about their situation. They've been in a 21-year relationship with 3 young children. My partner has been having an emotional affair with another man for the better part of a year. It tore me apart, and I want to talk about it to help me. I'm currently on the Spotlight website trying to figure out how to do my course because I feel lost, and I want to know what it has to say. I actually can't figure out how to get started. I'm also a regular listener to Logan's YouTube channel and listen to him every week while I'm working. So this is one of your community.
Yeah, I think I responded to him about getting into the spot. So you got to go. So you got to go through the entire Spotlight course to figure yourself out. The whole aspect of Spotlight is the same thing as when you're in a plane and they do the oxygen masks in case the plane goes down. You put the mask on yourself first, and then if you have a child, you assist the child. That is the same principle with Spotlight. You want to do the entire course for yourself, be selfish because you want to raise your frequency and your consciousness, and then apply it to your partner, right? So, I mean, hopefully you've gone through the Spotlight course or you're going through it right now to understand yourself.
That's key. I think you should do that before you ever get into a relationship, unless you have astrology that requires you to, use the mirror of relationship to find out who you are. But if you know yourself first, then you know what you'll tolerate. Then you know where your boundaries are. You'll know what you're able to compromise, because relationships are compromise.
Yep.
Right. You have your routines, you have the things you like to do. And then all of a sudden there's somebody there who's like asking you why you're doing it and, leaving a mess in your kitchen or, whatever people do. So
he mentioned an affair though, right? Like
he did. Yeah. An emotional affair. So I guess his partner's been like maybe texting or talking.
See, that's the thing. Is that a non-negotiable for you? See, for me, it's a non-negotiable. Like I'm gone. See you later. Bye. I don't tolerate any of that stuff because, faith, infidelity is a big issue. Like you have to have the trust in the faith, but 21 years, a lot of people would tolerate that because they're afraid of they may have codependency. They may be so attached. There's children involved. So obviously there's a lot of nuts and bolts to it. But if you're by yourself, for me anyway, it's a non-negotiable. If you're doing that, see you later. Bye. Infidelity it's out of the question. So that's a deal breaker.
Yeah. And I think when partners are having are looking for stimulation outside of the relationship, that's not necessarily like a bad thing. But understand that if it's something that is affecting the connection that you two have, then it's not okay, right? So there's something missing that they're not getting from the connection they have with you.
Yep.
And there's
Yep.
ways to figure that out. But the hard part with relationships is literally taking the emotion out of it and just analyzing what's happening, right? Like, okay, so this happened, and obviously you have felt the need to do that, to have an emotional affair with someone else, however you did it. Is there something that I'm not doing? I think when relationships go wrong, the first question should not be to the partner. It should be, what did I do? How did I not serve you? Because that's how you should approach your relationships: love and gratitude, and helping the other person, because that's what you went into it for, and that's how you should approach the problem, the same exact way. Don't make it about like how they hurt you. Make it about like, what did I do that I didn't, that you didn't see me as the one to give you that affection, right? Just ask that question. What am I doing where you don't think you can get that from me? Because I can make myself more available if that's the problem. We can spend time together outside of the kids and everything else. Sometimes when you're in a relationship that long, you literally have to make time for it. I mean, just energy goes where attention is. So if you're not focusing on your partnership and you're just focusing on your job and your kids and you're doom scrolling, that partnership is going to experience entropy, and holes will develop and they will fill it with other things. So you have to work on it every day. It has to be a conscious choice.
That's so beautifully put. I mean, because it's how easy is a relationship in the beginning?
So easy.
It's a cakewalk. It's a piece of cake in the very beginning, because you're all over each other. Your eyes are not flashing on somebody else. You're giving a ton of attention to each other. It's a walk in the park. But 20 years, even just a couple of years changes that perspective. So, and that's why it's important to know your love signature, where your Venus is at, where your moon's at. These are huge, important parts for every single one of you to know, if you're married or have a partnership, how you want to be loved, how you love, and then how they want to be loved and how they love. Because if you're not giving love to your partner the way they want to be loved, you're going to have issues.
Absolutely.
You're going to have problems, man. You're going to have problems. That's going to be worse off if you don't know.
Yeah. And how do you know how to love the other person if you don't even know how you love? Yeah. Right? I mean, it's crazy. We just fall in love and we don't even think about it.
Where's your Venus at?
Gemini, second house.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm about to have a Venus return. I'm having my Venus return right now. So it's beautiful.
So obviously there's a lot of movement with you, right? I mean, right off the bat, if I were to like say, oh, I want to start dating somebody like that has Venus in Gemini, very curious, wants to communicate, wants to talk about it. Like I'm sure you're somebody who's like, don't shut me down. Don't shut me up. I want to talk about, you want to talk about all these things, right? Venus and Gemini. And then, I'll bet to turn you on. I'm not I'm not sure, but it's to talk. It's like say, whisper things and say sweet things, because it's Mercury, it's Gemini, right?
Yes.
So
yes.
you get turned on by somebody talking to you and telling you how amazing you are. And, especially because of that aspect. So that if you're a dude and you get into, I mean, your husband, obviously,
he knows that about me.
He knows, right? Yeah. So, and if you're already doing that, great. Then, for those of you that maybe have a partner that has Venus and Gemini, if you're already doing that, great. Then you're already on track. But if you're not doing that, you got to start paying more attention to that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I also like very smart minds. And so when I met him, he was one of the smartest people I had ever met at that point. We both have gotten smarter, but it was wonderful just to engage in conversation and to imagine things with them. That was really cool. And then we would stay up all night talking about everything.
Yeah. Talk. See, there you go. Talk. And then where's your Mercury?
Mercury is in Cancer, second house.
Okay. So you're talking about love and sweet love and all that stuff. Yeah. So that's going to add to it as well. This is the value of knowing your love signature with your partner. Damn, it's the value of it. I'm going to be very transparent. Be very vulnerable right now. And then we'll move on. I'll make it really quickly. Right. Okay. I was studying my love signature right? And of course, you know my situation. Most people here know my situation. I've been celibate 4+ years, single since 2018. But I've been studying my love signature. I want to know like how I love and how I will show my love, how I want to be loved and everything else. And then I'm playing around with AI and I'm like starting to play around with like who would best suit me, and starting to ask all these questions, and all these answers start coming in. And I had thought of this idea. I was like, maybe I will do it. Maybe I'll create a platform, and I don't know if anybody's ever done this, but I'm going to put it out there of, okay, I'm looking for, and I would have it platonic as first, right? I'm looking for a partner based upon these parameters, right? And literally describe the person from physical to mental, like literally your wish. I was thinking
Okay.
about it. I'm still thinking about doing it.
I think I wished my husband into existence. I think I actually did. Because there's a shadow side to Venus and Gemini too. It's you tend to scatter your attention. So lots of friends and encounters,
Very
things like that
flirty,
as a
right?
younger woman for sure.
You're more flirtatious, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And so I guess what I've noticed is that like over time there's certain people that are attracted to me, and I wonder if your AI project would literally like pick out what I already suspect. That'd be
Of course,
interesting.
of course,
Yeah.
of course it would. Of course it would. And now I'm literally thinking of this. Okay, if you had to map out an astrology chart of the person you want to attract, where would their placements be? Where would their Jupiter be? Where would their Venus be? Where would their moon be? Where would their Saturn be? Where would their Chiron be? If you could map it out and pick a day on the calendar, a specific birthday, attention to numerology, a playing card, because like you had, I can't remember the guy, the couple you had on that are the card readers.
Oh yeah, Alex and
Alex and
Vicky.
Vicky, yeah.
Mhm.
So when she is his Venus card.
Yeah.
Right. And so that's a big deal. He was a 9 of hearts and she was a 5 of diamonds. Mm-hmm. So literally she is his Venus card. But then there's the Venus card for something else. So like for you, the Queen of Spades is you're the Venus card for the Queen of Spades. And then your Venus card is the 2 of clubs.
Right.
Right. As you know, and that 2 of clubs is like the futurist.
Okay.
And it wants to go on, and that would enhance the Gemini aspect because the 2 of clubs in the tarot is the wanderer. And that's just, that you move around a lot. Like you move around a lot, man. You get around.
I don't sit still.
You guys go to the cabin. So
yeah. Even at home, I'm in 7 different rooms all the time. I'm just busy, just buzzing around.
See?
Yep.
See? So I think it's just magical. And this is what I'm kind of getting at now is like, if you could plot and plan a love partner, and I know this is coming. This is what a perfected society is moving towards. That's how you prevent crime, you lower crime. Yes, the facial recognition and the fingerprints and the digital IDs and being tracked and traced. I understand a lot of you are getting angry at that, or you don't want that because you feel like it's an invasion of your privacy. But when you look at it from an optimistic lens and you look at it from dating and you start dialing things in, now it's a matter of alleviating the burden of getting with somebody and not having compatibility. Because I get this question asked a lot, and I'm sure you do too, Dani, is that people say, are we compatible? You are compatible with every single person you meet.
Yep.
The question is, do you want to tolerate their love signature? Can you deliver the way they want to be loved? If you can do that, you can have a great relationship.
Absolutely. But you got to know it first. You got to
know
it
first.
Know it.
You got to know it. Yep. You got to know it. That's what causes problems. People don't know. They don't know themselves and they don't know their partners other than what they see. And a lot of partners, a lot of you are married or you're in a partnership with people and you don't know everything about them. I would bet my life that over 90% of you don't know some things about your partner. Your partners are hiding things from there. You'll never know, ever. You'll never know. Just because people are afraid to tell you. And the longer that it goes on, the person that didn't tell you those things is just going to justify it and say, well, it's been 10 years. Why should I tell them now? Or why should I tell her now? So you just don't. right? And that's what human beings normally do, is they hide things for fear of rejection.
Yeah. Or just embarrassment. They don't want people to know.
Embarrassment.
Yeah. Or it's just private.
Yep.
Yeah.
We got a couple more minutes. I know the call is going to be probably coming in about 5 minutes. So
yeah. So
she said the calendar showed a different time, so I got to check it out, but I don't know why it would show that.
Okay.
Hopefully everybody got the calendar right.
Let's you want to do a real quick one before they call?
Yeah, of course, please.
Okay. Angela asks, can the exiled mystic come out of exile? Or is exile a permanent part of the script?
Nothing's permanent.
Nothing's permanent.
Nothing's permanent unless it's supposed to be permanent.
And I think by the fact that you're just asking that question, Angela, you probably know you're coming out of it.
Yep.
But there may be some fear, because it can be very comfortable to be in that exiled mystic state where you don't have to deal with anybody. Yep. And you're being called by spirit or whatever, or the code, to come out of that. And you don't know what that looks like yet. And that can be scary. So, or you don't want to be stuck in it. What you got there?
Well, that's her card. I pulled it. Queen of Swords. So clarity. Okay. Yeah, you're looking for clarity. Once you get your clarity, you'll know. I mean, when you divorce somebody, is it over? Is it finalized? Not necessarily, but for the majority of people, yeah. It's permanent. Not going to be with that person ever again. But you're asking because I think there's a part of you that doesn't want it to be over. So we got the Queen of Swords, which is clarity. Cutting the cords from anything that's not clear, scraping out the cobwebs. That is the Flower of Life card too. Queen of Swords. Awesome. Yeah. Calm down, Mr. Logan. Yeah. It's passion, man.
Yeah.
It's just the way I am. I'm just passionate. That's it.
No, I get it.
It hurts people off, man, but I'm not going to be different.
I get it. I'm passionate about the real sky. I can't stand tropical astrology anymore. It drives me crazy.
Well, I mean, we use it because it's on the inside, but they don't use the constellation sizes. So.
Yeah. Oh, all
right, we got the call in here. I think. Shucks! You know what? All of the people. This is not Julie, the first caller.
Oh, it's not.
No, everybody's calling in. Everybody's calling in an hour. I don't know how the calendar got screwed up. I don't know what to do here. This is probably, who was the second caller that was supposed to be calling in?
Okay, it looks like we were going to have, let me minimize that.
Tracy?
Tracy, let's see.
Let me see if this is, hold on, let me get this.
Okay.
Hello? Hello, can you hear us?
Yeah, this should be Tracy.
Tracy, you're muted if this is who this is. Is this Julie or Tracy? Hello?
Hold on a second.
Yep.
Let me go to speaker. Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah,
I think it was on my
is this Julia? Is this Julia?
No, it's Tracy.
Okay, Tracy, listen, I have to ask you, can you call, because I don't know why the calendar, because what time is it for you right now?
She's good. She's 8:30.
I'm in Michigan.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying is that I have Julie calling in. Oh, she's 9:30.
Yeah, Julie's 9:30. And Tracy's 8:30. Tracy's good.
Oh, so I'm 9:30 in Michigan, but 8:30 for you, I guess.
Yeah, time zone's fun. All right, Tracy's first. We're good.
So I would have been on your time, I think, before, but anyway, I'm in Michigan.
Okay.
So we're good. So my question is kind of just a broad question. I don't know if it's basically what my true life purpose is for this incarnation based on like the cards and the decode kind of situation, because Dani kind of knows me a little bit. I've done a million things in my life and I continue to do a million things. I'm sort of like all over the place, but anything from being an attorney, interior design, Reiki, yoga nidra, sound healing, on and on, being a mom and a grandma and a wife, all these things, and a lot of travel and all of that, but and hypnosis as well. And so I just keep going back to my old job that I really hate and just want to get away from that soon. And I'm getting to the age where I should just retire anyway. So I'm like 63 now, and I still don't know what I want to do when I grow up.
Well, that's a great problem to have, if you want to call it a problem.
Yeah.
I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Anyway.
what would be the condensed question that you have? What like in one question, what would it be?
So basically, should I kind of go forward with, like, I had this plan around 2020 during the COVID thing I kind of started a little bit of a business doing like energy medicine type stuff. And I've recently just started a YouTube channel where I'm doing sleep stories and yoga nidras on the YouTube channel. And I'm going to add meditation and different things like that, So anyway, I don't know. I mean, if that's where I should be putting my energy and, and also we have a place in Mexico. We also have a hotel that we're running, and we go there 6 months out of the year. I don't know how long we're going to keep that for. Kind of maybe just, we want to travel and so forth, but I just want to see if I'm like hitting, what am I supposed to be learning in this lifetime? And am I getting it, or am I just like too scattered? I guess. I don't know. Is that a question?
Well, yeah, you seem a little scattered here, but I think maybe it's because you want to get all these questions answered. So that's totally awesome. You do have the 10 of spades as your birth card, which is a mastery of the I am. The spade is the I am, the spirituality aspect. So that has to be that's the anchor of your character, is I am going to master the spirituality of this life, right? And if I look to Capricorn, your Sun and Saturn are there along with, is that South Node? Is that the South? Okay, so you came in with that. So, so it's Cancer, so family. So there's obviously there's mental mastery there, but the Four of Hearts, your spirit card, is like a card of contentment, and in the tarot, the card is very clear on the person sitting there under a tree with their arms folded, very standoffish. So the energy can be like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like you're at that space of retirement right now. 63, 63 is you're in your, in the averages, you're in your winter stage, right? And so that is a layer of like just wanting to kick back and observe the world around you and not have to be pulled in so many different directions on responsibilities and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. But do you feel like you really want to retire? I don't get that from you. Energy wise.
No, not really. Just, I want to do the things that I enjoy doing. I guess I want to retire from my law job that I really am going to probably retire from that this summer, I think. And
you're in law?
It's just,
you're an attorney?
Yeah, I'm an attorney, but lately I've just been doing document review that I can do when I'm in Mexico and wherever I'm at, because we're 6 months in Mexico and 6 months in Michigan. Yep. And it's a company I've worked for many years, off and on when I was not doing something else. So I just keep going back to them. And after COVID, they went remote. So it made it easy for me to just kind of work when I want to work. So, I mean, it's good. I can do it and do it when I don't want. But lately, they've been wanting me to work more. And just had a lot of family things going on. My 6-year-old grandson just had heart surgery, and my 3-year-old grandson is over here with us this weekend on the island. We're on Harson's Island. And then I've been also helping babysit my 1-year-old grandson. So I've got like all this family stuff going on. And then my husband had a heart issue at Christmas time. So I was trying to help him with the hotel. Like, that's why I missed your email. I think I've just been like so crazy with stuff lately, and then trying to manage our hotel. And I don't know, I'm just trying to figure out which way I'm going, I guess, which way I should go. But I just like being creative. I like making things and building things and doing things. I am analytical too, but I feel like I'm done with that part a little bit. I just want to be more creative and go in that way, So,
Well, clearly you have the 10 of spades fits right in the sign of Capricorn there, where your sun and Saturn is. Your Saturn and the sun are conjuncting Capricorn. That, from the zodiac perspective, is the 10th sign, and that's what the 10 of spades fits. So your mental mastery was obviously to be an attorney. That's a no-brainer right there. And your K2 is right there. Yeah, so you incarnated with the gift of that Capricorn law, legal kind of entity energy there. But your Rahu is in Cancer, which is more family oriented. So maybe this is why you're kind of like, I've been there, done that. I'm kind of bored with that. And your Saturn card is the 7 of diamonds, which is the millionaire card. So you've made a sounds like a really good living out of it, which is beautiful. But if you're not feeling it anymore, then you got to kind of move into something else. Dani, what do you got, Dani? What do you see?
Well, she's a 5. I mean, they're restless. They just have to do something different all the time. Like what's next?
Numerology,
And I mean, I don't know a lot of Chinese astrology, but the rabbit is probably a pretty feisty energy, I would imagine. That it's always running around. Yeah. I think what your North Node is telling you to do, and so like North Node, like the Rahu, it's like it makes you get up every day and do it, and you're doing it. You're nurturing your family. You're enjoying your creativity. Right. And I think that because you're a 5 and you're like super restless, and also women feel this, they feel like they've got to produce something in order to be useful,
right.
In order to be worth something. And as soon as we let that go, where like we can be queens, sit on our throne and receive, like it's just better. It's better as you age. So, leave the striving and the trying to get to the next thing to the younger ladies and the children, and let them come to you, and you give them your wisdom. That's sort of the life that the phase of your life that you're in right now. So I see why you feel right. I see that.
Yeah, it's funny because like I know with the North Node originally, before I went to law school and everything, I thought that I wouldn't even want to have kids, and I just was going to be doing my own thing. I was going to be like in a foreign consulate or some, traveling, but that, there were other plans made for me. So then I've had to learn like really how to be a more of a nurturing kind of person. I feel like now I'm, I mean, it's been going on for 30 plus years. Obviously, my oldest is 39. But I wasn't expecting the first 3 of my children. You know what I mean? Like I only planned, no, actually the first 2, and the third one was a planned one. And, I don't know. I've had to learn all, being with my Capricorn and all that, the whole nurturing thing. And I married a Cancer. Well, I guess he's a Cancer. He's one of these guys where I don't know his time of birth. I actually was trying to have Dani help me figure it out. I think he's kind of leans a little bit more Gemini. And
what's his birthday?
July 19th, 1966.
Okay.
But I don't know the time.
That would satisfy the Cancer Rahu there. And the thing about it is with Rahu, like I have a really, really close friend of mine who has the same exact Rahu K2 axis as you, and he's very, very successful. He's a king of diamonds, but it doesn't matter. But he's got his Rahu in Cancer, and I'm one of his really good friends. He considers me family. If you get invited into the family, right, you treat them like family, whether that's blood or not. But your family is really the main focal point for you. Is you became an attorney, and you're taking that energy of the Sun and Saturn conjunct in the sign of Capricorn, where your 10 of spades is at, where the K2 is at, and you're going to take that energy and you're going to move it down into that Cancer, which is family. So everything that you've created, from your finances to all of your assets, those are going to be passed on to your family, and you're going to take care of your family, which I'm assuming that's what you and your husband have done, correct? Yeah. And if he's a Cancer, truly, he's got energy there, then that's just going to magnify that Rahu position in Cancer. Just beautiful.
Yeah, he's great. He loves having the kids and the grandkids over. And the house that we bought on the island used to be my grandma's house. And we've been rehabbing it and fixing it up.
You did buy it. You did buy it. I remember you were thinking about buying it. Yeah. Awesome.
Right. And you were telling me, no, not the right time. And then it was the right time. And then we finally did get it. It was like a big ordeal, but we got it. And we've been fixing it up for the last 2 years now. Or 1.5 years rather, and we're going to put it in a trust and go to the kids, so it'll stay in
See?
the family.
That's it, man. So
Yeah.
that's that Rahu in Cancer. And your 4 of hearts, the 4 is Cancer is the 4th zodiac sign. So your spirit card is really about family. I'm really, really looking at this like, yeah, you came in here, your ego mastered the mentality and the spirituality, obviously attorney, legal, the law, being a student of law and all this stuff. Yes. And you've been able to bring in a lot of finances and assets and stuff like that. But as you just mentioned, you satisfy that 4 of hearts where you have the completion of the satisfaction of love, the anahata in that sign of Cancer and taking care of the family. It's beautiful. Really, that Rahu Ketu axis.
Cool. That's cool. What did you say the 7 of diamonds was?
That's your Saturn card.
Is it?
It's the 7 of diamonds.
Saturn.
The 7 of diamonds is called the millionaire's card because the 7s are the completion, like they're in the anointed. They sit on the crown. But the diamonds means show me the money, right? And the 7 of diamonds can be where in the tarot it's looking at everything you have and figuring out where everything's going to go. Like you can't when you finally pass on, you can't take anything with you. So everything that you've collected over the course of your life, you and your husband, you got to do something with it. And since you got Rahu in Cancer, it's about the family. The priority is on the family during this incarnation. It's really about the heart and love and family and blood.
Yeah, we are. Blood is thicker than water in this family. That's for sure.
I bet, especially for you. Yep.
Yeah. I got all my nephews, my grandnephews, and my nephew's family coming over tomorrow to play with the little guy. So
amazing.
And yeah. So, well, cool.
That's you're doing it. You're doing it, Tracy. I think
and the rabbit's Cancer. The rabbit lines up with Cancer. It's the 4th sign, just like Cancer. So a lot of it points to Rahu. Your Rahu and your Rahu. Let me see. Your Rahu card is. I don't even know it by heart.
Was that Vedic? The Rahu stuff you're talking about? Vedic astrology?
Well, it's another name for North Node.
Yeah, it's North Node. Yeah.
Oh, okay. North Node.
Your Rahu's 2 of hearts. So there's a lot of partnerships that you create during this lifetime. I would imagine your friends, especially like I said, if you have any friends that are really dear to you, you probably treat them like family.
I've got 5. Yeah, I've got 5 girlfriends that I've known since childhood, and we call ourselves. I don't know why we call ourselves the Geisha Girls.
Yeah, see?
And we made it up a long time ago. Yep. But we have a group text. We talk every day, and our kids all grew up together. And yeah, I mean, 3 of them I've known since I was 4. So
yeah, I'm not surprised. Rahu in Cancer just really is strong for you for this lifetime. The rabbit to Buddha and the Chinese. I mean, it's the 4 hearts. This is like a massive.
I definitely ID with the rabbit for sure in the Chinese astrology. Yeah, that's me.
Well, how many children do you have?
4.
Yeah, well, see, I mean, you're fertile, right? The rabbits are representing fertilization and having children, so that makes sense right there as well. 4 kids. I mean, come on. Yeah.
And 3 grandsons. Yep, so far.
There you go.
So
beautiful.
Yeah. So see how your best laid plans not to have children gets toppled over by your code. I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah, I couldn't fight it. Yeah, Dani, you did that baby horoscope for the new baby, the 1-year-old.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of the things that you said are already happening. Like he walked at like 9.5, almost 10 months, because you said he's going to be very much running around, but he's not going to talk much in the beginning. And he has his own language right now. It's hilarious. He's like, cookie, cookie, cookie. But he can like go up and down stairs, and he's like 15 months now, but he's been walking since almost just about 10 months or a little earlier. So we keep looking back at it going, yeah, she was right about that too. And he's near my birthday. He's February 10th. So.
Oh, that's my husband's birthday.
Oh, yes. I think I remember because when I told you. Yeah, that's right. He's a cool cat.
And she was just a quick synchronicity I noticed about her stuff. She was born on the 21st, the 33rd day of the year. So there's the 21, and then 33, of course, is the 33rd prime number is 137. So very cool. Very cool, Tracy.
Cool. Yeah, very cool.
Yeah. Very cool. Well, thanks, guys. So I guess go talk to Julia now. Or no,
she's actually in an hour. So
yeah, Shauna is next. So we'll take her in 5 minutes. Yeah.
I was watching you guys before, but I had to hang up so I could call.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing some of your life with us. I actually, I love Rahu in Cancer, North Node in Cancer people, because I know you have a huge heart. And the fact that you have, I mean, obviously your chart says you have probably a high degree of morals as well. Like your morals are really high.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you have a great sense of justice. Having Jupiter in Aquarius, that's the justice card in the tarot. So I'm not surprised that you did law. I'm not surprised at all. This is like, yeah, that's so beautiful.
Cool. It's good to hear that I'm on track.
Always.
And that's the value of these systems. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yep.
Yeah, it's so cool to decode yourself.
Yep.
All right.
All right, Julie.
Talk to you later.
Thanks. Oh, Tracy.
Thank you, Tracy. Much love. See you later.
Take care. All right. Much love. Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Awesome.
That was so cool.
That was very cool.
Yeah, my husband's a Cancer North Node. Yeah.
I love those people, man. Seriously. Like I said, one of my really good, really close friends, and I just watch him. He's very wealthy. But I watch him, and he's just the biggest giver. If you are part of his tribe, family, or friends, he just gives.
He will do anything and everything for you.
He's a king of diamonds on top of that. So it's like, I love watching him just like as a people, like you go to the airport and you watch people. I do that with, all of my friends, because I just like, I know what their card is. I know what their birthday is. I know their sun, Mercury. I know everything. So
I do the same thing too. When I'm doing my rising sign readings, I'm like, this is for so-and-so.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. And thank you guys in the chat for encouraging Tracy. And I encourage Tracy to come back in here and talk to some of these fine folks, because I'm sure that they would give you some of their feedback. That's part of the live magic, right? We're all here just trying to figure out the world and decode our lives. But there are so many synchronicities in her dossier, so that's pretty cool. That was pretty cool.
Man, it was magical. That first call was magical.
I know. Wow.
Awesome.
I know. We're both like, oh. Cool.
Yep. Who's the second?
Right. The next person is Shauna, and she's in the chat. I saw her.
Okay. Yeah, she's actually, her name looks familiar. I think she's part of the community over where we're at. She's probably part of yours too. I've seen her around. Yeah. Yeah. We have a lot of crossover. Cool. So let's see
let's see if I got any quickie questions here for us. Let's see.
No, I don't see any question from the person. You have it prepared, though. Does she already have a question that you've already prepared?
I don't know. Let me see. I think she got back to me, but I might have filed. I think I filed that email because I already had it. Okay. Flexibility. Okay, that's a job question. All right, let's see. Oh, this might be a good one to answer real quick about Ophiuchus, the 13th sign. Let me pull up a chart just so we have a reference.
Yeah, she had Venus in Ophiuchus, I think, that I saw. Julie did.
Oh, she did? Okay.
Tracy or Julie? No, it's Tracy. Sorry. Get mixed up.
Yeah, Tracy had her Venus.
She got Ophiuchus in Venus.
Ophiuchus Venus. Yeah, right on the galactic center.
Oh, yeah.
So this would be a good question about Ophiuchus, because when we run these charts, there's this line like halfway between, the galactic center point and, where the boundaries of Libra end. And I get this question so many times. Like, what are the dates for Ophiuchus? And I just don't have the dates for Ophiuchus, because this line is arbitrary when we're looking at the gates 14, 43, 1, and 44. Those gates, like that line in between, think of it as more of a gradient. Where like on the 44, 28 side of things, it's more scorpionic, and towards 14 is like all Ophiuchus. And it's a transition into the transcended higher form of Scorpio. That's what Ophiuchus is, right? You think of Scorpio crawling along the bottom of the ground, like being part of the vermin and the medicine and the poison. And then you transcend the physical and you go towards the spiritual, which is Ophiuchus. So that's typically how I answer that question. So I thought I'd just put that out there because that came to my email box, and I do get it probably once or twice a week.
What really confirms that gate is through numerology. The word serpent in Hebrew is 43.
Amazing.
Yeah. And the serpent bear. So that really confirms. And again, it just like when you start reverse engineering this, it just blows your mind, man.
Yeah.
Like that's a mind blow right there. Serpent 43, and that's Ophiuchus the serpent bear. I mean, serpents is there. I mean, that's mind blowing to know that's a numerology. It's just kind of mind blowing. All right, we have our next caller. We have Shauna coming in right now.
Shauna.
Let's get her. Shauna, can you hear
Hello.
us?
Hi, Shauna.
Hi. Hi, Dr. Dani. Hi, Logan.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you guys?
Fantastic.
We are great. We are blowing our own minds over here.
I've been watching and listening. Well, thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it.
You're so welcome.
So I've been decoding myself for a while, and I am basically somewhat conflicted between what my chart shows and how I actually experience myself in reality when it comes to communication and my thought process. So I've been working as an investigator for about 25 years now. And so as an investigator, I've developed a lot of strong observational skills, analytical skills. And people tend to tell me I'm intelligent, put together. And sometimes I do speak very eloquently in casual conversations, or I guess when I'm just very confident about a subject. But under pressure, I always tend to lose my train of thought, struggle to find words, or I just kind of feel like I need to master a subject before I feel like I can confidently speak in public. So it's really frustrating to me because my chart is very strong with a lot of Virgo, and especially Mercury with Virgo, and my spica placement is 1.4 degrees from Mercury. And so I'm supposed to retire this year or next year, and I want to transition into another job, something I guess that's more aligned with something spiritual. I do have a background in dietetics, the human body. I love learning about it, spiritual things, and investigative work. So with all that said, my main question is, why does this contradiction, I guess basically, why does it exist in my chart versus what I actually feel? And then what are my placements or lessons that might explain the communication block or disconnect how I experience myself and then how others perceive me?
So, Dani, I want you to start on this, but I want to clarify something. So you feel that what you've gathered for information on decoding yourself doesn't match up with how you feel about it?
So when I look on the chart, it says I have all these very strong communication skills, analytical research, and I do. However, it's almost like, I'll say like a clogged pipe. I just feel like the water's flowing sometimes, and then sometimes if it gets backed up, it's almost like I go into panic mode. I can't find the right words, or I lose my train of thought, especially if somebody is like in a debate with me, or if I don't know about a subject. It's really frustrating to me.
Okay. All right. Dani, go ahead.
Yeah. So right off the bat, Shauna, you have what many of us in Generation X have, is a Chiron opposing Uranus. This is literally just being ridiculed for being different, being strange, being unusual, being the individual you that you are. A lot of us have this. We feel like we're going to choke when we talk. And we do have to, it's hard to overcome that. I can actually sympathize with you when you were talking, because I've done a lot of work for myself to be able to sit here and do a podcast to thousands of people. Like I didn't do this 5 years ago. I did what I did and that was it. But so there can be some of that. Definitely. I see that a lot with that people with that opposition. Mercury can make your communication a little bit strange. You definitely think ahead. So when the conversation doesn't go the way that you were thinking, you're already lost. In other words, you've walked up the path of the conversation like 3 steps ahead of everyone, and maybe you took a right turn and everybody's going left, and that may be what you experience. It doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing, nor is it a bad thing to have to literally like get your ducks in a row before you talk. It's just the panic. That's the part that you've got to somehow grab onto. And I do see a square. If you look across from the Chiron to the Uranus Mercury conjunction, that opposition is T squared by your black moon Lilith. That's not a planet. It's just the moon's apogee point. So it's like the farthest away the moon is, but it still shows a part of you that you banish, that you don't think is good enough, smart enough, or powerful enough. And it sits right in your first house. So when the communications trip up, there's like this feedback loop where you like think there's something wrong with you. When that's not necessarily, you feel it, but nobody else probably sees it. It's just like, whoa, I missed that. And so you kind of feel like you're transgressing something. You're not being who you are. So that may be why you feel that. So I guess the sort of the remedy for that may be to, let's see, your south node is with Saturn in Gemini, and that is like 6th and 7th house. Yeah. So it may be that you feel like, so you're also projecting that other people know more than you. That could also be a thing. Maybe not now at this age, but at times you probably thought, hey, there's no way I know this. But then, over time, hopefully as you grow and develop and mature, you're like, yes, I am. And it sounds like you sort of know that. And I would hope with that Sun's Pluto that is squaring your lunar nodes, that can be really tough, because you have to transform who you are in order to push towards that North Node, which is spiritual. It's Sag. It wants to do the spiritual thing. It wants to lead a movement. It wants to find like-minded souls. It wants to connect with God. And it's also in your 12th house, which is a very spiritual place for you. So I can see why all of those things are coming through. I don't know if that helps you feel any better about it, but it's definitely there in your chart as well. So as long as you know that about yourself, you can give yourself a little bit of a break. Be like, okay, just because I got ahead on that conversation, doesn't mean that reflects on who I am. It just means, I do need to go get that information, or I do need to sit and breathe with it for a minute, and then I can jump back in. Is that helpful? Does that kind of resonate? Is that helpful?
Yeah.
It's just my first kind of impression when I look at your astrology, but I can see you have like this, this beautiful Jupiter energy, being born on a Thursday, and your cards are in the Jupiter Mars line. You have Mars and Aries in your 5th house. You're super creative, and it'll actually help you move towards your destiny, your spirituality that you're seeking. Mars wants to do that. It wants to start something. So yeah, I think that's the ox for the Chinese New Year, or the Chinese year. So I don't know a lot about the ox. Logan, what are your thoughts?
Well, you said you're an investigator, right?
Mm-hmm.
What kind, like psychological forensics, like crime scenes? What do you get into?
No, so I do undercover sting operations with minors. We do, So I built my own, I guess per se, an undercover unit with audio, video, and we go into stores, and a decoy in front of us attempts a tobacco purchase for like vapes and whatnot, and then if they get a fine, we notify them the next day. The owner gets fined for selling to an underage person.
It's right. You can see it in your show. So the reason why you may feel like your communication is a little bit off, or you said you have trouble with your communication, or sometimes you get stuck, or there's no flow. Saturn is in Gemini. Gemini is Mercury. Mercury is the way you speak. Saturn makes you work for it. Saturn wants to perfect it. So oftentimes it takes a while for you to master that position, and your Rahu's there as well. So Rahu's really forcing the communication, and Saturn's like, dude, slow down a little bit. So there can be a little bit of a disconnect between what you really want to say and what's coming into your mind. And that's in the 6th house. You go all the way over to Virgo, and you're stacked with 5 celestials there, and Virgo wants to perfect it. So the perfection goes to the Gemini, where the Rahu and Saturn is. Saturn wants to slow it down because he's got all the time in the world. He's father time. Rahu wants to speed it up. So there can be a massive disconnect between what you really want to say, what's coming into your mind. And because you have 5 placements in Virgo, which is going to connect to that Gemini position, there's a lot of perfectionism and am I doing this right? And there may be a little bit of backing off, because Virgo energy is all about perfection. And if she can't be perfect, then you kind of like back off in a lot of ways. There's a lot of critiquing as well. There's a lot of precision. Like I already know you're very precise. You have an amazing eye. Your sun and moon is conjunct there. You were born during a new moon. So you have a lot of great ideas, but you're very, very precise. But then as Dani said, you have your Uranus there. Uranus can cause a lot of chaos in our lives. It can cause revolution. And that can disrupt that perfectionism. Like, am I on track? Am I not on track? And you got Mercury there. Mercury is the owner of the 6th zodiac sign. So he's loving it there. Your communication is there. But because it's conjunct with Uranus, Uranus can really put a wrench in the way you talk and communicate. That's going to end up connecting to that Rahu Saturn connection. It's going to make you really kind of work for it in that perspective. And what I also see is the fact that you have Poseidon in Scorpio, which is it's exactly where I have mine. I have it exactly there because you and I are born around the same time. That is in gate 44. Well, guess what? Gate 44 is tied to Satan. Right now, I don't want you to think of the religious devil, diabolos. I'm talking about Satan, meaning what it really is. It's an adversary. Okay, the true essence of what Satan means, because where it comes from is the book of Job, and that is where the Yod tells Satan, hey, have you considered my servant? Go attack him. I want to see if he'll still worship me. So you go kill his family and do everything you need to do, so that way I can gauge on where this person's going to do their worship. In the sense for you, and especially for me, because I have the same thing as you, is that you're an adversary to the stores that you put these cameras in. You're making sure that these people are doing the right thing, because you got Poseidon in Scorpio. And Poseidon is the generator, man. He is the god of water, and he is the god of illusory. And you put him in a sign that is water, which is Scorpio, it's going to just enhance that thing right there. And that's going to connect right to your Pluto position in the 6th zodiac sign of Virgo. So it's that speech is going to be tied right to that Poseidon position in gate number 44. Gate 44 is connected to gate 26. I mean, literally in theology, the Yod and Satan in the book of Job, whether we believe in that or not, whether it's real or not, they are connected in the human design. Gate 26 and gate 44 is connected. You don't have gate 26 activated. You're close. You have your black moon Lilith there, but you don't have it connected there. But you're extremely high moralistic. You have great values. You have an amazing philosophical mind, and you incarnated with that. You were probably some philosopher or some priest or nun or bishop or something in a past life. But now this life, you need to take the knowledge of what you came into this life with and put it into that Gemini and speak it. And again, it's just a matter of may have so much going on that it may be sometimes a cluster where it just may not seem like it's coming out right.
Mm-hmm. Well, I have about 1,000 thoughts going through my mind at any moment.
Well, I mean, it's 5, all that energy in Virgo, and Mercury's there and he rules Virgo. I'm not surprised. So there's nothing you're not doing anything wrong at all. It's just Saturn is like, again, I think you have a contrast of Saturn slows things. He's like, I got all the time in the world, man. I run time, right? Slow down. Prove it to me. And then Rahu's like, I know, but I want it now. And he's in Gemini. And when you put a Rahu in Gemini, it's like now it's ruled by Quicksilver. So he wants to move fast. Saturn's like, dude, I got all the time in the world. I'm not rushing. And so it can cause that conflict between, I can't speak what's on my mind. Right. And it may be like that for the rest of your life because of that. Does that resonate with you? Does that give you any insight? Does that define?
Except for the last statement you said.
Okay, yeah, because I
don't want to be like that for the rest of my life.
I get you. So you got to make lemonade out of it. Yeah. I mean, you got your spirit card is a Jack of Clubs, man. I call that the Swiss Army knife of the deck. Like that's a knight. It's the Black Knight. It's Batman. It wants to go into battle. Right? The knights are the kings in training. You could say they're kings, but you got the 10 of hearts, which is the completion of love. So it's like, That's a major conflict of energy. It goes in line with this whole Rahu and Saturn and Gemini and all the placements you have in Virgo. Like I know you're a critic. Like you're a great critic, but you're also, from a liability side, you're a massive critic to yourself. It's never good enough for you. And that's just, you're giving feedback to whatever's observing your mind. And a big portion of that is you critiquing the outside world and your personal life as well, and may never be good enough. And that's one of the reasons why you're not satisfied with this challenge you have. So it's a paradox and a half.
Pam says, decode those lemons.
Okay. Thanks, Pam.
We all have lemons in our chart, Shauna, and
Saturn's not my friend.
Saturn's your friend. Saturn's your friend.
They're all your friends. It's just a matter of
blocking me.
Yeah, it's just, well, he's not. He's making you slow down. I mean, do you meditate?
I do, actually.
How often do you meditate?
Well, my husband's sitting right here next to me listening, and he said he always knows when I don't meditate. And I used to meditate probably 5 days a week, and I haven't lately. He said, you need to go meditate.
So I mean, if it was me, I'd be meditating every day, just 10 minutes. And then, because you have all this energy in Virgo, man, and Mercury's there, and I would take some kind of magnesium to kind of calm you down. Do you take magnesium?
I do.
Okay, cool. Do you take it at night, the magnesium bisglycinate, the one that makes you sleep really good?
I do.
Awesome. So you're already on track right there. But just give yourself some slack, as Dani said. I just like, there's nothing wrong with you. Everything is right for you. Yeah, this is what you got, man. I mean, if you're born without an arm, it's just like, you're not going to, you got to work with the arm you have.
True. Well, I appreciate you too. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. All right. Much love, Shauna.
Get ready for that next caller. Bye.
All right.
Take care.
Take care.
Thank you.
Much love.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's for a lot of us, it's the mind and the emotions. And I see this a lot in women. They just feel like they've got to do and do and do and do and be perfect and be the best. And girls, ladies, you don't have to. Just be your beautiful, imperfect self, and it'll all work out. It really will. I think we had our Rahu and our Ketu mixed up a little bit there, but
was it Rahu in Sagittarius?
Yeah, I think so.
It was?
Yeah, I think if we turn our head a little,
Oh, okay. Well, whatever. I mean, that's the same as me. So if your K2's in Gemini, then it's gonna maximize it maybe a little bit more, because it's like, I already did all my talking. I just want to study and do philosophy.
Yeah.
So that's what mine is. I have my K2's in Gemini, my Rahu's in Sagittarius. So of course I'm going to make graphics on philosophy and decoding.
Yeah, maybe Shauna, if she works on the spiritual things, the meditation, something I think Mars is the key to that. There's something creative there that is pointing towards her North Node that can be very helpful and alleviate some of that tension that the moon and sun and Pluto do for you. Also, whenever the moon is in that spot, Shauna, like right over that sun, moon, Pluto, that's when you want to do the meditations. That's when you want to really because that's your personal new moon. And so when the moon gets there, that's a spot. That's a really good energetic spot for you to work with. So
plus I didn't even say your Mars is in Aries. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of like, me first, I want to be number one. That's totally fine. But your Mars card is the Ace of Hearts. And that's a lot of thoughts coming. Aces mean new. You got a new moon, new. So there's a lot of this. You may seem like I have way more thoughts than the average person. And that might be the case. And because you have this flourish of ideas coming in, you say there are a ton, right? And that's all that matters. So there's no comparison to anybody else. But the Ace of Hearts with the Mars energy and fire, it's just, you can't keep up. And when you can't keep up like that, you feel like you miss opportunities, or I can't speak what's on my mind, because there's just a countless amount of of thoughts coming in. So to slow the mind down would be very important. I would be doing meditation, focusing on my breathing. That would be one way to counteract that for sure.
Yeah, a couple of folks in the chatters are also recommending meditation.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
A moving meditation that might help your Mars too. Like when I would train for half marathons, because I would run those races, some of those longer runs, you can get into that space, and I think Virgo needs some kind of like physical outlet to get off some of that nervous and critical energy. So a moving meditation might be great. For sure.
Well, speaking of that, the Mars is a big focus, right? Because it's in Aries.
Mhm.
The Mars card that uses her is the Eight of Wands, which is the card of movement.
It's the card of today. It's the card of today too.
It's the card of today, yeah. So it's completely in line. This is like I wish we'd have talked about this more, because this is probably more important than any of the other stuff that we talked about. But right there, that's the card for. This is the Mars card that uses you. See, we look at the cards, and the way the whole spotlight course is set up is to look at the cards in succession, all 14 cards that you have. But what we don't talk about, which we haven't talked about, is going backwards and what card uses you. So the Mars card that uses you is that Eight of Wands, which this is the card of lightning and movement. And since it's in Aries and Mars rules Aries, and it's your identity, you're going to have a lot of thoughts, man. That's what uses you. So you have a lot of $1 million ideas, Shauna, though, I would think.
And the ability to execute them.
Yep.
But she's tired of it. I think she just wants to like create and do spiritual things. And I can see that.
Yeah. Well, you just got to make that decision and move towards it and not look back. And when you have all these thoughts coming in that try to distract you, you practice the meditation on blocking them out. The best exercise that I've found is like when you're at the airport and you're getting to the luggage to wait, as the luggage goes around, you're looking for your bag. You're seeing all these bags come out and you're like, that's not my bag. That's not my bag. That's not my bag. So you need to stop focusing on all the other bags and just focus on your bag. All right. We have this another call coming in. Who's this?
This should be Jennifer.
Jennifer. All right. Let's get her in.
Another ox. Hi, Jennifer.
Hello.
How are you?
Hi. You guys hear me?
Loud and clear. Dani, can you hear her good?
I can hear her. Yep. Welcome to the critical question. We got all your stuff here. What's going on with you, Jennifer?
Thank you. I'm so stoked. This is awesome. This reminds me of like old school radio or like Frasier.
That's what we were going for. Yeah, that's what we were going for.
I love it. Okay. So my question is, it's, as I said, it's going to be a little cliche, but I need to know where to focus next. Like my purpose, I feel this pull, so I just don't know where to aim it. And I want it for the higher good of myself and my family and the good of all. So I'd love to have your guys' insight, because I'm a mom. I've been a mom for 4 years, but I also have a 13-month-old, and I'm feeling the pull to do something else. And I want to be present for my family and my children. But I also really want to like do some really cool shit and change people's lives. And I feel like I have those talents and I want to use them.
Another South Node Saturn, just like Shauna. And then her North Node Venus, Black Moon Lilith in Aries in the 5th house. Woo! Woo!
Ooh, that's busy.
Yeah,
you got ants in your pants, man.
Yes.
Wow.
So antsy.
Woo. Well, that's a blessing.
Good.
Yeah, because you're not going to put up with anything that you don't want. I mean, that the Black Moon Lilith Venus energy is, you probably don't even understand why people aren't creative and get what they want, because you can literally do it. All you have to do is just say, I want. I mean, with that placement, the only challenge really for you is the Jupiter squaring your lunar nodes like that. But a Jupiter square Saturn isn't bad, and a Jupiter square to Venus is not bad. What's difficult with Jupiter square the nodes is like, especially in Capricorn like that, is like you're constantly walking between two worlds. You will constantly do that.
Mm.
Everyone, yeah, I have this, and anyone I know with this, they feel like they're in the world and not of it at the same time. Right? Like,
Totally.
yeah.
Such a pull.
And it's a pull. It's a hard thing to pull together. And you also have a lot of Gemini energy, so there is going to be duality. You're going to juggle two worlds in your life, but you're very well equipped to do so, I think.
That was the first tattoo I ever got. As soon as I turned 18, I got a tattoo of Gemini symbol on my shoulder.
Oh,
Didn't know why. I was like, I need to do this. I have to do this.
well, yeah, you got, I think it's Sun and Mars conjunct, Mercury's there, Moon's there, all of that, and that's all seventh house. So what do you do right now? I know you said it. Say it again.
I'm momming mostly right now, but I've been in the holistic dental, biological, and kind of like, alternate healing vibe for like 7 years, 8 years.
Yeah, you have Uranus in Ophiuchus. That's pretty cool.
Spiritual alchemist right there.
Well, let me give you this straight from the source. This book.
Are you June 9th, her birthday?
19th.
Oh, the 19th. Okay, I'm sorry.
All right, here we go. Uranus in Ophiuchus. This is the mad scientist of the esoteric world. You're an experimenter, a boundary pusher, a chaos agent who dismantles old systems to make way for the new. You dare to play with the very fabric of existence, questioning the nature of reality itself. Some might call it reckless, but they're just ahead of their time. A lot of folks with this place, with Ophiuchus here, or with Uranus and Ophiuchus, they mix sort of like technology with spiritual. So it's like they'll create an experience where you can do the mushrooms and sit with Lucy or Aya, and then they'll have the sound frequencies or the visual experience to go along with it, to take people on the journeys of healing. And that's what Uranus did, the mad scientist of the esoteric world. Very cool. So you should definitely play with some of that stuff. Yeah.
I've been doing some like frequency healing just with friends and stuff right now, but I have them lay on a table and do some frequency healing and put some herbs around them, and just, and had some really cool experiences with friends, just like deep healing kind of meditation.
Yeah, it's almost magic. It almost feels like you're doing magic, but you're not. Yeah. What do you got, Logan?
Totally.
Her Rahu's in Aries, is that right?
Yeah.
In her 5th house?
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
Yep.
You're like, so your solar life path is a 1. I know that you're used to the Gregorian 3, but your solar life path is a 1, and that matches the Aries energy with the Venus there and the Rahu position, which is just an emphasis on, I would imagine you want to be first in everything you do. That's probably a thing. Deep down inside, you authentically want that. You don't like to be in subordinate positions. I wouldn't be in a subordinate position at all. I would be in a leadership position. And you have all that energy stacked up in Gemini, the Sun, Mars, Mercury, the Moon. So the satisfaction comes with talking about things, communicating with things. But most importantly, it's about getting around and getting busy with it. And you got a pair of jacks. You have in the card system, you have the strongest hand. There are no other hands that have a pair like you do. So you have a pair.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you have the strongest hand in all of the card system. And you have literally the black and white knights on the chessboard. So you want to really get out there and get your hands dirty. On one hand, you have the Batman card, but then you have the white bat, right? The pure bat. So you have the blend of the yin yang completely with these. You have the Swiss Army knife with the Jack of Clubs, and then the Jack of Diamonds, which is the card of the United States of America, which is like completely land of the free, home of the brave. And that's going to really maximize that Aries position where I like my variety. Don't try to clip my wings. Don't try to hold me back. I need to try a lot of new things. There's a love for that in your life. I'm not to get too personal here, but Venus in Aries, you have high sex drive, right? So like, I'm not going to go deeper than that, but I'm just telling you that that's what that means right there. And if you're not activating that, then you're going to move it into a transformation. You're going to move, like if you're somebody who has that position and you're not activating it, you're not getting that position, you're just going to transform it to something else. So that makes the energy even stronger, which means that you need to move that energy into something else. Otherwise you feel incomplete. You feel incomplete, right? Yeah. So it's a matter of like, what do you want to do with your life at this stage? Like, well, your kids are really important to you, obviously. And you could, sure. So like that, have you, I don't know if you've done have you done anything with the Spotlight course? Do you know about this? Are you part of my community or Dani's community?
Well, mostly Dr. Dani, but you kind of scare me because
okay. I'm just honest.
I had a horrible math teacher. No, I had a horrible math teacher in 7th grade, and he like ruined it for me, I feel like, and I just have this blockage. But I love what you do in the decoding. I've used some of the ciphers and stuff. But yeah, definitely, Dani first. You're on I'm getting to you.
Okay. All right. Cool. Well, I can see, math.
But what you just said blew my mind. Yeah.
Well, it's all in the it's all in the charts. I mean, when you know how these, like all you're doing is when you look at an astrology chart and you look at the celestials, they're people. Imagine they're people sitting at a table and they're expressing their personality, right? That's what they're doing. They're expressing their personality. Well, when you have a whole bunch at the table, like you do in Gemini, you got the sun sitting at the table with Mars, and he's got to deal with Mars's aggressiveness and his ambition and drive. And the sun already has that, but it's very freedom oriented. And then you add on Mercury there, who rules Gemini, who's the talkaholic, who's the speedy entrepreneur. And then you add the moon in there, which is going to slow things down because it's water. It can be a little conflicting in that aspect, but your emotions are there. The way you speak is there. Your drive and ambition is there. And what I see for you is somebody who's gifted with leadership. That's what I see.
And that's I've never been in a leadership position really.
Well,
in my life,
that's what I'd be doing. That's what I'd be looking for.
Yeah. It's kind of scary, so much responsibility.
I get it. But like the Rahu in Aries, you have the Ketu in Libra, which is, artistry and beauty and
I love that as well. Yeah.
Love and all, but your liberation is across in Aries. So this lifetime is about using that artistry and love and charisma and compassion, but it's about putting it on you. I'm just telling you, this is a lifetime to be selfish, not in a bad way, because selfish has a bad rap. I'm just telling you, you got Rahu and Aries with Venus. It's about what you love and what you want to do so you can be satisfied, because if you're not happy, everybody in the world's going to hear about it. You need to be happy. So a lot of the focus is on you during this lifetime.
Yeah, my husband always says, if mommy's happy, everyone's happy.
Well, that's a smart husband. That's a smart husband for sure. You have Jupiter in your second house, so you probably never have to worry about like finances. Yeah. So I mean, literally, you just keep going with the flow. Yeah, you just keep going with the flow. Manifest what you want. Like when you want, take care of your children now, do your spiritual thing. I mean, I think you're doing what you're supposed to do, but at least maybe why you kind of feel torn sometimes, because life is pretty real sometimes. And a lot of times with Jupiter squaring the nodes, we want to be more into the woo.
Yeah, I'm very woo. I'm very woo, but I also have very like a very grounded as well. So it's what you said about being pulled between two worlds. That's like my daily life. I wake up, I'm like, okay, am I going to be really woo today, or am I going to be like super mom?
I do the same thing. I'm like, am I going to be Dr. Inman today, or am I going to be Dr. Dani today? I don't know. I guess I'm both, but yeah, but sometimes the two shall not blend. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I love it. Well, you guys have both like really struck a lot of chords. Just as soon as it comes out your mouth, I get teary-eyed. I'm like, oh my gosh, yeah.
It's so funny. I told Logan the other day, I said, you are a little scary, but in a good way. Right? Because it's just true. He's not going to sugarcoat it. He's just saying, what the energy is, what it means. And there's always a shadow and a silver lining to everything. So
where were you? You're born somewhere up north. Where's Fort? Where were you born at?
Everett, Washington is a little about outside of Seattle.
Yeah, Seattle. I was going to say north because 47's up there, and 122 is on the west side. That's a really beautiful area. Were you born like in the countryside?
Or? Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, I grew up on a dairy farm.
Oh,
I'm a country girl.
She's an ox too. That's great. Well, I will tell you this, Jennifer. You got your Chiron is in Taurus. And it's in the 6th house of family, and your Chiron card is the 8 of Hearts, which is the power of love. So I already know that a large portion of this reality for you is about the power of love, and it will be loving yourself and then the people that are directly in front of you. So family and stuff like that. So a lot of it is putting family first, but you need to be put first as well. That's important.
Yeah, that's the big pull. Yep. So I just have to learn balance, which is nice because I'm pretty sure my husband is a Libra.
What's his birthday?
He balances me out. October 20th, 1984.
Virgo.
Is it 20th? Is that a Libra?
Yeah, Virgo. Everything in October is Virgo.
Oh, he's your Mars card. Do you guys get at each other's throats or what? Or is it pretty, how's your relationship? I don't mean to get too personal with you, but.
We used to pre-kids, and then we learned how to work it out.
You figured it out. Okay, cool. Yeah. But I mean, what's amazing about your husband, he probably, does he take you on a lot of adventures? Like, is he like the go-getter guy? Is he very extrovert or
He's
what?
the planner.
Yeah.
He's the planner.
Two of clubs, man.
He plans a lot of trips.
He's the future. He's got the futurist card. He's your Mars card. So he activates that Mars in Gemini, which is the Quicksilver. So it's beautiful. Great connection.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it keeps me on my toes because I get bored. Yeah.
I bet, of course.
Yes, you do with that Venus and North Node.
He activates that Gemini man for you, which is a lot of satisfaction.
Yeah, he's my soulmate. I'm really happy to have found him.
Awesome.
For sure.
You guys are both clubs too, so.
And he supports my whatever I want to do. He's like, whatever you want to do, just do it. Just figure it out and do it. You can do it. But yeah.
Yep. You can. Smarty pants you are. Probably don't give yourself enough credit.
You got to suppress the smartness when you're a girl. You have to act ditzy.
Yeah, it's
raised with.
That's acting smart, is pretending to be something. That's being smart in a way.
Right, like I know who you are, but I'm just gonna pretend I'm ditzy. Yeah, you guys got me. Wow, this was so cool.
That Jack of Clubs. That's being the Batgirl in this case for you, because the Jack of Clubs is the Black Knight. So for you, it'd be the Batgirl.
I know Jennifer's Halloween costume.
Yeah, you're definitely Jack of Clubs Batgirl for you. That becomes the Jill. So that Jack is when you look at the Jack of Clubs, the traditional card, it's kind of like androgynous, if you will. But I look at the Jacks as Jack and Jill. They both start with the letter J. So you become the Batgirl instead of, because obviously you're female dominant. So
I love it.
Yep.
I'm gonna be Batgirl for Halloween.
Oh, beautiful. Love it. We're just I think we're just about ready out of time. So we're going to prepare. You got anything else, Dani?
Yeah, no, that's it. I just got an image of my mind with her being Batgirl, but with her fun husband. And sorry about that. That's where my mind goes sometimes.
Also do family things. It'll be great.
Yeah, there you go.
Nice.
Cool.
Awesome.
Well, thanks for coming on, and thanks for being brave and facing the code.
I was scary at first, but you guys made me feel at ease, and I honestly feel a lot more open and just some epiphanies. So thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. This is amazing.
Yeah,
I'll give you some inspiration here. Jessica Alba has the same Venus position as you. I'm just
her.
telling you that just because I'm a fan of Jessica Alba, but I mean, she does have Venus in Aries, so she's on April 28th, her birthday, but she does have Venus in Aries, so maybe you want to go check her out. I don't know. Maybe that'll give you some
Big
inspiration.
fan.
You do have a lot of
I
artistry.
wish I had her muscle. Yeah.
Yeah, you do have a lot of artistry, obviously, in your back pocket with that K2 and Libra. So
Cool. Oh, I love it.
yep. Awesome. Well, thanks so much, Jennifer. We appreciate
right.
you.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Much love.
Yeah, I'll keep on, you guys. You guys are awesome. You're doing all the cool shit and like making sense of the world.
We're trying.
Wonderful.
It's not us. We're being called to it.
Okay.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Even better. Okay. Thank you so much.
Have a great night.
Okay,
Take
bye.
care. Much love. Bye-bye.
Yeah, you too. Bye, guys. Much love. Gratitude.
Wow, 3 great calls, man. Jeez, I'm like, this has been amazing.
Wait till you see the next one when
feel
Jay
like I'm
calls in.
erased.
You feel like what?
I just feel I just blabbermouth. Like I can't. Like there's so much to talk about.
It's
just
great.
amazing.
Yeah, you're flowing. You're on fire.
Well, so are you. I like when you start to talk because then you talk and then you connect and I'm like, oh shit, I didn't see that.
Oh, sure.
So your eyes are not mine, so I like when you start.
I like it when you start.
Stop being a copycat. I'm just kidding.
I think we just feed off of each other. I say, yeah, whatever you feel like. If you want to, like, I like the flow. I'll go first on one. You go first on the other.
Yeah, that's fine.
Whatever works.
I'm just messing with you.
Yeah, but I know Jay, so we actually talked earlier today, me and her. So when I'll let you dive in on her when she calls in. It's it's good. So 3 great calls, 3 great questions.
Amazing codes, man. All I can say is to all of you that have called in, just make the decision.
Yeah.
On what it is you want to do, like what is going to set your heart on fire, that's where you should go. Especially those of you that had that, Aries, like Jennifer had the Venus and Rahu in Aries. That's like, if I was you, I would be like whatever my heart wants, that's what I'm going to go do. Set my heart on fire, because then you set the world on fire. And Shauna, I think Shauna had Mars in Aries. So that's just another, anything Aries, just like fire and intention and ambition. So like there has to be a layer of like, it's got to be about you during this lifetime. I mean, that's just universal. I think it's cookie cutter for anybody, because when you're happy, everybody in the world's going to be happy around you. And unless you're, encroaching on their turf, then that's a little bit of a difference. So.
Is that Jay?
No, that was my timer that went off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think
2 more minutes.
Yeah, she's got like 2 more minutes. This is Julie.
Thank y'all for being here and supporting these lovely guests. They are so brave. It is scary coming on and using your voice in the general broadcast. It's not always easy. But yeah, everybody agrees we have good chemistry and that we're both on fire and that we're doing great.
Awesome.
Cool. Thank you guys so much.
Appreciate all the feedback.
Yeah.
How many people we got here in the audience? What do we got for numbers?
It's been hovering in the low 40s.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Here is Julie.
Jay.
Oh, Jay. Julie?
Hi.
How are you?
I'm really well. How are you guys?
Hi, Jay.
You guys.
We're doing
Good. Thanks so. What's that?
Go ahead.
Well, thank you for having me on, and I love the show. I love Logan's idea about the astrology matchmaking, because I've thought that the world needs exactly this. So I love it. And okay, let me know when you're ready for my questions.
Lay it on us, girlfriend. Lay it on us.
Okay, all righty. I wrote this down because it's okay. So I see my spirit leadership as being for myself, not necessarily others, unless it's just, we all set examples for each other. Um, um, and I'm happy right now with just being in the moment and, you know, getting back to my meditation. The astrology is, oh my gosh, helped me so much in reclaiming my power. I had to go through some hard lessons. And so, yeah, I'm meditating and, you know, finding synchronicities in the moment. So I'm happy with that. Reluctant to even be asking a question, but I will ask the community in my 11th house. My son is there in Pisces. So is this summer, you know, the summer that I get my hands in the soil, in the earth. My progressed moon transits over my natal Jupiter next summer. You know, I thought it'd be nice before to get a piece of land to find a home for myself, first in myself, through the spiritual practice, but then to be able to open that to others, possibly projectors, and others on the same, you know, frequency who are attracted to a slower pace, more internally focused existence, yet, you know, working with the land. That's just kind of been a dream for a while. So yeah, that was my question is that, you know, the timing of that you see in my chart. And then I like the idea of joining a spiritual community because it kind of weeds out the negativity or the, you know, the lower frequencies that I'm like everybody else, I'm trying to, you know, raise my vibration and raise all the vibration that we're all a part of, right? And you know, I feel like everybody's my family, you know, as I meditate, as I do my spiritual practice. When I don't do my spiritual practice, my life is just questions, doubts, worries. And so anyway, I'm just focusing on the now with that. That's all I need to do. And I know the answers come. But like I say, I like the idea of joining a spiritual community. However, I'm a projector in human design, and that knowledge that I'm a projector and also that I'm a Pisces instead of an Aries changed my life. It changed my relationship with myself. So I want to respect, if I do join an already established spiritual community, if it feels right, how do I know, you know, like, are people who joining groups like that, are 80% of them generators, and how do I honor my projectorhood there when I feel like I just absorb I blend auras with others, so I'm very sensitive, and I lose myself, so to speak. So I need a place to be. You know, I need to basically live my life alone, but have access to cool people. And also, I have a heart for the underdogs. I want to create a space for the I don't know. I think there's such a need for people. Unlike Tracy, who, you know, that's beautiful. That's not my experience with my family. I'm thankful for my family, but there are a lot of people who feel quite alone in the world until they find it within themselves, and then they shine out the love, and that, you know, that just draws people to you.
So let's condense your question down into a very simple format. What's the main question that you would have out of all of that? You were talking about a community, joining a community, helping people. What could we condense that down into as far as like a simple question? What do you really want to do?
What does my summer look like?
Well, now you're talking about forecasting. That's something we don't do here. We don't do
Okay.
we don't do forecasting because there's too many variables with forecasting and predictions. What we can do is look at your chart and what you're built upon. See, we look at your owner's manual.
Yes.
You did mention you were, okay. So first thing I want to tell you, you said you were a projector. I'm not certain you're a projector because you're basing that on a system of tropical astrology, which is not accurate. So that'd be the first thing. Yeah. So I'm not, listen, I want to be clear. I'm not saying you're not a projector, but I'm saying that I'm not certain you are. So don't be so set on that because you may not be a projector.
Okay.
That's number one. Okay. Number one. But number two is that you have another Aries, right, Dani? More Aries energy.
More Aries energy.
More Aries.
Mars,
yeah. And we're in the time frame of Aries. So there's a lot, like your moon is in Aries. So the first thing that I see here with conjunction of Rahu, there's a main focal point of it's got to be about you. And you got to get away from the selfishness and look at it as I need to be satisfied. And I need to feel elevated because the moon is in Aries. And that means that your emotional payoffs will be about getting satisfaction when it can be about you. And that may just be like, I want to help the world. And when I get to help the world and people tell me how amazing it is that I help the world, you get these emotional payoffs. Right. And your Mars is in Virgo. So this is, you're talking about land. Virgo's an earth sign. You have a lot of energy in Pisces, which is kind of the church and water and all that kind of stuff. And your Jupiter's in Gemini, which is the expansion of communication. What do you see, Dani? Like that's just for starters.
She's having a Jupiter return, literally, like this right now, right meow. Which is great. I mean, Jupiter can bring so much expansion into the second house, into like, how you value yourself, self-worth, those things. And it can come through study, the Gemini energy, learning more, communicating with people around you. And it may be as simple as like, you said when we spoke earlier, you did mention a lot about having that community, but you also talked a lot about like going inward and getting the answer. And I think that if you can balance that and, kind of go with the flow, go in the moment, maybe something tells you, oh, I need to go to this place right now. And you go there, you may chance meet someone that either has a conversation with you, that can unlock something that can potentially expand for you. And we did do a little bit of your future astrology when I talked to you earlier. Remember that next new moon is right there at the end of Taurus. So it's first house. It's emerging. This whole solar lunar cycle is you emerging. We have Mars in the first degrees of Aries. They're conjunct your North Node. They're conjunct your moon. The next lunar cycle is literally the beginning of all of this for you. And I think what you're feeling right now is what a lot of people feel when they are at the end of one cycle and the beginning of another new one. People feel this all the time. They're like, I feel so disconnected. I know something's next. I just don't know when, I don't know where, and I don't know what. And so a lot of times it is just trusting the process. That's all Pisces. That's hard to do when you have a Chiron wound, to trust spirit, because you feel abandoned by spirit. You feel cut off from spirit. And so to sit there and be with spirit, you're like, well, you just let all these babies get murdered. Like, how can I trust what you're going to say to me? Like, it can be that bad, like complete falling out with spirit. So, but it sounds like you and spirit are getting back to one another. And I think that's really important because it's going to guide you. It's going to guide your next step. And you need to trust and listen to that. That's what I see.
You got the okay. So your cards are the 10 of diamonds and the Queen of clubs. Your 10 of diamonds is your physical card, your earth card. Your Queen of clubs is your spirit card, and the Queen of clubs and the 10 of diamonds both sit in the Jupiter line. Jupiter's cards to be exact, and your Jupiter's in Gemini. So whatever you're going to do as far as money and finances, you got to use your voice, your creativity. Probably going to be a lot of moving around, but it's your 11th house of social circles that is a really big play there because you got Rahu and the moon and the sun. All in the 11th house, and there are some in Aries, and then there's a lot in Pisces. So there's a lot of community, social circles, and this is literally you building your church. The church would be your community, not a religious church, but a church being your community. And this is what you talked about. You talked about, I want to be part of some kind of community, right?
Yes. I saw, I thought my Rahu which is the North Node, right? I thought that was in my 12th house.
No, it's in your 11th house. Do I have that wrong, Dani?
Yeah, it's right at the edge of the 11th and 12th.
It's in the 11th house. Yeah. The main focal point is on social circles, social communities, and being a humanitarian. There's a huge layer of you being a humanitarian. I already know that because I can. Yeah. So you got to, the money you earn, the 10 of diamonds is one of the most successful cards in the deck. One of the most successful when it comes to money, right? That doesn't mean you're going to be millionaire status, wealthy, and all that kind of stuff. But if you want it, if you want that, you can have a portion of that. And then you would take that and move it into the main climax of the social circles in the community that you're talking about. Like giving some of that away.
Yeah, I have, I mean, I don't know, I get, so both Alma and Sadhguru, I've had access to what they've taught. I've often wondered lately I'm just feeling compelled to see what it would be like to live in a community like that. Because they're doing good. I don't know. Well, first let's get back to what you said about focusing on the self. I mean, that's where Kundalini comes in. Like, I feel so great when I do yoga. And, I would like to learn some, how to manage that Kundalini energy from a master. I know there's answers within, but I also, there's a living master on the planet. There's a few of them. I just, it's just rich right now. And it's like, I've been overwhelmed. I've been through some stuff lately. And it's just, all it tells me to do is just, go within, and each more synchronicities are happening. And I mean, I'm good with that, but I thought I'd ask you guys what you see in my chart. I'm still confused about my Rahu because, do we use Placidus whole house? How did you arrive at that? Because I've gotten it in the 12th, and I'm just I want to be accurate, but I guess I can have that conversation with Dr. Dani later.
Yeah, I wouldn't what's the word, split hairs over the arbitrary line between the houses, because house systems are literally just, what kind of a deck do you use? Are you going to use the Rider-Waite deck, or are you going to use, the transparent playing cards that are only 10 years old? Like, there's different energies, and it's not necessarily the houses, it's the astrologers. And I think, you just saying, I wanted to do collective energy, I wanted to learn from a Kundalini master. That's your sun, Black Moon, Lilith. You're going to find that community, but it sounds like you just have to see where spirit nudges you to tell you which step to take next. I mean, your chart is so guided. Your geometry is off the chart. You've Jupiter in your second house. You really can't do it wrong unless you overthink it.
No. Yeah. Julie, are you on speakerphone, or do you have your phone onto your ear?
I have it on my earbud, and I am in a public place because my van.
She's having a hard time.
It's a long story.
She lives in a van.
You have it on Bluetooth? Is that what you said?
My earbuds. No,
can you take us off that, because you're really muffled?
Sure.
Yeah, just put it on your ear just for this phone call. Thank you.
Okay, hang on. Is this better?
Way better. I should have asked you that in the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah. And next time we talk, Julie,
that's my fault. I should have told you that. Yeah. But listen, you know what? There's a lot of focus on community for you. You got Pisces and Aries in the 11th house of social circles and communities. So when you mentioned communities, that's what stood out like a sore thumb, right? You're focusing. So what I see is that you could become a leader in some kind of community. right? And you'll get satisfaction from that because that's your moon position. Your moon card is the 10 of hearts. So when you get satisfaction of being a leader in whatever community that you're in, you'll get a lot of satisfaction from that. So you got to find that community. Do you have any idea of where that community is, or do you have any like direction?
No, I get intuitive hits. I mean, of like, I mean, the garden, you know, the green of the South. Politically, there's stuff going on. You know, I believe in democracy. There's stuff going on, you know. So there's that. I'm trying to stay away from politics, but
Yeah, I wouldn't join any of those communities. I would go find a guru and do yoga.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's sort of a side dish, but like the yoga, the Kundalini, I mean, honestly, I'll just tell you, like today, before I talked to Dr. Dani, I was, you know, my next step is to get refresher on the thing I learned from Sadhguru, and then, yeah, like I said, just one day at a time. I mean, I really can't. When I try to form a plan or follow a plan like I've done in my life, it usually, you know, doesn't work.
Yeah, you got to be like, that's because you got all this energy in Pisces. You're like, you got to be like water. Like you got 5 energies in Pisces. I mean, if you include Lilith, you got to be like water. So it's like, imagine yourself, you're like water around a rock, you know, like you go over it, around it, upside down, in and out, it doesn't matter, but you got to go with the flow. You're like, you literally are the epiphany of that statement. Go with the flow. You're going to be willing to change at the drop of a hat. You can't just be fixated on one area because you got all that energy in Pisces, and that your career, your 10th house is loaded with that. You got your Chiron, Saturn, and Mercury all in the 10th house of your career in Pisces. So yeah, you have a church, you have community here. You know, a large portion of the Kundalini that you want to talk about, as Dani mentioned, that's that Pisces energy. Pisces is your church, your religion, your philosophy, your enlightenment.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, there's not much to say, is there? I mean.
Julie,
I don't mean to put you on the spot, right? But do you like money? Like, do you have an issue with it? Do you collect it? Like, what's your take on it? You don't have to answer it, by the way. You can say, I'll plead the fifth, because I know I'm very raw and I'm very open, but I want to give you the best I can.
Sure. I've been living on savings for the last 6 years.
No, but do you like money? Do you love money though? Like, do you have a love-hate with it? Do you?
No. Well, lately, I've accrued some debt, but I need to liquidate a few assets to, you know, get out of that debt.
Okay.
But I mean, yeah. So I would like that. Has been a thought. It's like, oh, I would, you know, I'm trying to simplify my life, and downsize the material stuff.
Yep.
I like security. I like not worrying about the future, which all this is what has caused me to go back to meditating, because I was just worrying. And anyway, I mean, I love spacing out. I love the luxury of being able to zone out and, you know, do things that I can't describe with words, right? And so, yeah, money, you know, I like stability. I'd like plumbing again. I'd like the earth. I want the earth. I want love. I want love in my life in all forms. Sorry, there's a plane overhead.
Oh, we can't hear it.
Oh, good. San Diego is restoring my faith in community again, because the people here are so cool, even though we're crammed together.
Yeah.
You know, it's just so important to have higher consciousness, and to, you know, for each person to cultivate their own higher consciousness, and then we flow together, and it's wonderful. such a difference, you know. So,
Okay.
I mean, that's,
Well, I
but
mean,
yeah, of course I want, you know, I love plumbing.
okay. All right. Well, I mean, you got Venus and Taurus, man. Venus you know, part of it is like Venus wants to have everything, you know, the gold, the jewelry, all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. But, you know, you're in your fall season, so it's different than being a young spring chicken that's just trying to figure life out. Like you know, you're a little bit different space. So the chart reads different from your fall season. Born in 67, right? So you're in your fall season, right? So
Yeah.
it's different when you're in your fall season. The priorities shift. Everything moves into a different direction. So when you talk about building a community and being a part of community, then that's through the fall season lens. But you're still a leader, and you get emotional payoffs of being a leader for sure. And there is a layer of money. And that's why I asked you, because the 10 of diamonds is a card of money. Doesn't mean you have to be rich, but like you have the ability to have financial success and financial stability. And if you're trying to downsize and be a minimalist, well, then that's going to open up space to where there's no pressure. Because when you have pressure, it's hard to think about flow.
Yeah. And all that Jupiter energy and you being a queen. I mean, it's the spiritual throne for you. And the way you get there is within.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, all that Jupiter and the 10 and the queen of clubs, you're sitting on the spiritual throne. That's where you're supposed to go. So
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
And Sunny's got some great recommendations for you. She says garden and gather flowers, sell them at the market, grow the veggies, barter for eggs, all the good stuff. Yeah.
Well, I want to live in a world where we don't have to worry. Like, I'm not an entrepreneur. I've never thought of myself as a leader except for myself. I have a sort of a strong personality, I guess. But yeah, a lot of times I've just wanted to hide, you know.
I bet that you probably you have all this Piscean energy that tells me you're old school. Like you were born during the Piscean age. I would imagine, I'm going to assume here, I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to say technology is not something that you're very fond of. You probably don't want to move into this transhumanistic kind of world. You probably want to stay the biology of the body and all that kind of stuff. Correct?
Correct.
Old school Pisces,
Ask
man.
Dr. Dani.
Yep. No Aquarian energy, man. I mean,
I know that, like, I learned to live out in the desert by myself for years lately, and I got high, I got high fasting and doing the yoga, and that was great. And I mean, I haven't been able to match that. I mean, I don't know if I'm there anymore. I mean, I saw it in my progressed chart what that time was for me, and I don't know if I'm there now, but and I love food, so but yeah, I don't know. I'm let's see, you had asked something about I forgot what I was thinking. Sorry.
It's all right. We're just we're about out of time with the call here. Do you have anything else, Dani?
I think she's already kind of answered her own question a few times. Yeah. She just needs to kind of get into the zone again and
decision making.
Let spirit move you, and you can
make
trust
a decision, man.
Yeah,
there's no right or wrong decision. Just make a decision.
Mm-hmm. And you're the goat. You're the goat. You can handle it.
Oh yeah, you're the goat. Yeah, so that's Scorpio energy.
Yeah. I mean, okay, this business of making money, like, yeah, that's I'm not going to even focus on that because it never leads to positive thoughts for me.
Okay, well then you're focusing more on the Queen of Clubs energy.
And is that the spiritual thing?
That's the spiritual side. That's the Queen of Clubs is the feminine mastermind card. And she sits tropically, she sits in the sign of Pisces. Constellation wise, she sits in the sign of Aquarius. You have no energy in Aquarius. So, I mean, other than, Uranus in Leo, but the Pisces is what I see for you. You're old school. Technology is probably not a thing for you. You probably don't get along with it, I would say. I would be
Right.
by, if I was in your shoes, I'd be by water. Probably do really well by water. You want to be by water. Pisces is a water sign. You have all this energy in there. So whatever that looks like, and that's your community. I would find a community by water, and I would be a leader in that community to share your thoughts and ideas and expand. You got Jupiter and Gemini.
Expand. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I'm kind of working on that. I'm kind of looking for that. And I wouldn't mind a partner, but again, I've learned I've learned like everybody learns. I've learned that I gotta just be in love with myself. So that's what I'm working on now, and that's good for now. So
Beautiful.
I trust that things happen as they happen.
Yep. Well, we appreciate you, Julie. Thank you so much for bearing with us on the time constraints here and listening to us chat away
Thank
here.
you.
Your questions
Thank you
and all that.
both.
You're welcome.
Good to talk
All
to
right.
you, Jay.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
All the best, and we hope to hear from you again soon.
Take care. Much love.
Take care, Julie.
The
Much
phone's
love.
cutting out.
That's
Take care.
okay.
Thank you.
Yep. Take care. Much love. Bye-bye. The other thing I didn't even see is she's got the, Poseidon in Libra. That's like, she wants the fairy tale relationship. I mean, that's, deep down inside. Yeah, that's fairy tale relationship. That's just great. So that's why she mentioned that. But.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the spiritual throne. That's for Julie, and it's just the mental energy that gets in the way.
Yep,
certainly
you said it best, man. With that, the spiritual throne. I mean, that was a great point. Yep. Spiritual throne, man. I mean, she was very when I mentioned the money thing, it was like it wasn't that big of a deal, right? So that the 10 of diamonds gets shifted to the Queen of Clubs, and you were spot on with that because that's spiritual throne. So you called it.
Yeah, that was great. That's everybody. We did everybody.
That was everybody. That was fun.
That was fun.
Yep.
Excellent calls tonight. Good. You guys rock. Awesome. Well, that was good. All right, let's see. There's still some email questions. We don't have to do those. We also have several folks in the chat who maybe have some questions. And then, before we leave tonight, I would love to, do you have your cards with you?
Yeah, of course, man.
Cool.
I'm pulling them as people are talking.
Cool.
I'm not trying to interfere with the conversation as you're talking and they're talking. So I'm just doing it for myself.
Yeah. So maybe we'll close it out with with you pulling a few cards and we can think about those. Would that be cool? After we do maybe 1 or 2 or 3 questions here?
Are you kidding me, man? You don't have to ask me. You already know. It's like, you better pull them.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Paul sent us kind of a wordy email. So let me see if I can get through this here. He says he really likes our info and decoding. He's been doing simple English gematria, hidden history type things. And he's wondering if we have any insight into why numerology is saying 47 will not make the ascension. I guess this with the cycles of good and evil and all of that.
47 will not make the ascension. I don't understand that.
Yeah, I did some math in here. And so associating like Q with the 17th number and 88 is equal to Trump and all of that. And I think this is another instance where we are, someone is sort of decoding what's happening around them and they're making connections. And it sounds to me like the connections there is that one set of the numbers gives you 47 will not make it, and I guess 53 will. So I don't know. He mentions the Golden Jubilee, the Second Coming, Revelations.
That's a lot of pot stirring right there.
Yeah.
It's cool to connect the things, but to say that 47 from a numerical standpoint is not going to make it, and 53 will. I mean, I could easily slice and dice that down and flip them on its head and show you that the 53 won't make it versus the 47. So I don't know.
We'll all make it. I think we're all supposed to make it.
Well, I mean, we're all one day you're going to die and we don't know what's going to happen after that. That's making it. So
I think we're all supposed to ascend. I think that's the journey of you're a fallen angel, right? You're a beam of energies, your beam of light. You're literally, and your light slowed down into matter. Like, and so you're supposed to find your way back. And we all do that. And there's no one that isn't going to make it. Even the evil people aren't going to make it. If you like, the best example of this would probably be the law of one. I love the law of one. I think you like the law of one too, right?
Some of it.
I think it's just one of the best ways to sort of explain how spirits move through the different dimensions without getting too like religious. Of course, they do mention Jesus a little bit in there, but they reframe Jesus as a sixth density higher being,
That's
right?
Venus.
Right. So that's how they talk about Jesus. And even the souls that are polarized towards the service to self, they can make it to the sixth density and even maybe the seventh density. But from what I understand is they have to come back here in order to get rid of all that karma for making it to the sixth density as a service to self. And they want to, because they want to realize what it might actually be like to be in service to others. So even the evil ones like come back and go on their path of ascension, if you want to call them evil. So that's what I think. What do you think?
Well, I've been on this kick of decoding the worst kind of human beings. That people would call it that. Like my next presentation on the Patreon is going to be on the Night Stalker, Richard Ramirez.
Okay.
In 1960, killed 15 people, probably double that. And when you watch the interviews of him, he's, talks about being evil, but he mentions fate. Well, when you go pull up his chart and all the tools that we have access to, clearly what it says is that you didn't have a choice. You've heard me say this. I sound like a broken record. So when you look at somebody who's doing the evil in the world, people normally just look at that like it's not natural.
It's for you. It's for you to see the contrast. I mean, that's
right.
My opinion. It's just my opinion. That's what I think.
Agree with you. No, I totally agree with you. It's the contrast. But to say that the evil is not by the divine is to me is an absurd statement, because
it says it in the Bible.
We can back it up. Proverbs 16 verses 4, Colossians 1 verses 16. There are several other ones that we could talk about that mention the dualistic reality of the God of the Bible. And that's normally the most people here they're raised in that. Mm-hmm. In a theological, Piscean, biblical, or mythological, background. And those are dualistic.
Yeah, we live in duality and
we live in duality.
Yeah. And the purpose of us being here and the purpose of evil is to get a reaction out of us.
That's it. Greatest show on earth. Man.
Yeah.
We're in the greatest show on earth. Yeah.
All right. Well, cool question.
Very cool.
The next one is, let's see. I'm confused about what chart details we are reading when we say something like Uranus is entering Gemini, as many astrologers are saying now, when in the sky above, we are still witnessing Uranus in Taurus. This is from N. And I understand that this is the tropical way, and I'm coming from the tropical way. I just don't understand where we are pulling that information from. What map chart graph are we using to say what tropical is saying when the sky is in a different position? Is it a physical ephemeris, calculations, or astrology? Am I clear in my confusion? Basically, they want to know, like, how in the world do they know that Uranus is in Gemini in tropical?
Telescope.
Well, how do they know? I'll tell you what they're doing. All they're doing.
You mean the tropical?
Right, yeah, they're using the sun's ecliptic, the sun's calendar. All they've done is they've taken our Gregorian calendar, which is seasonally aligned, and have shifted the months over about 21 days and given them different names. That's all tropical is. And so
they're just using a chart.
Yeah. And so
relying on a two-dimensional chart, their software, they're saying they're trusting the software.
If Uranus is in Gemini, it's actually, when does Gemini start for the sun in tropical? I always forget. Isn't it like June?
Early June, yeah.
Okay, so like May 21st.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. No, like June 20th.
Okay, so June 20th to July 20th is tropical Gemini.
June 21st. Yeah. No, that's true side. That's true sky.
Okay, no. Okay, so the tropical Gemini, the dates for that.
Gemini. I don't do the tropical.
I know, but what I'm trying to explain is that Uranus is in June. That's all it means. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean that it's in a star field. It doesn't mean that it's in a constellation. It just means it's in June. when they're using the tropical names. They're not using the actual constellation names. They're just, anyway, yeah. And
But they're relying on software. That's what they're doing.
Exactly.
Simply put, they're relying on a two-dimensional, like they're plugging in the coordinates. That's what astrologers do. Every astrologer does a reading. They're going to plug it into some software on a website, and they're going to use that by way of what the chart says. If you use tropical, it will not be lined up with the true sky. That is a fact. That is not my opinion. That is a 1 + 1 = 2 fact. Like I'm talking into a microphone. There's a microphone. That is a fact. And we know that by just the discovery of Neptune, which we already covered. That was done by mathematics. The discovery of Neptune was done by mathematics. Hey, point your telescope to right there and you'll see a planetary body. Well, guess what? Tropical fails completely, does not line up with the mathematics. Math doesn't lie, folks.
I agree. God's a mathematician.
Math, man.
1 + 1 = 2.
Discovery of Neptune was around 1 or 2 degrees in Aquarius, not 25 or 26 like tropical says. Failure. Where's my buzzer?
We need a buzzer on this one.
Yeah, I do need a buzzer. And I'm an asshole about it. I am. I'm a true asshole. I'm the poster child of being an asshole when it comes to saying that tropical astrology fails, because it does. It's great for the seasons. Awesome for the seasons. Great for the houses. Failure on the true sky of where so Uranus is not in Gemini. When does it get there? Like 2033, right?
Yeah, 2033. Yeah, and Saturn's not in Aries. We're not doing that till 28. Right. Yeah. Neptune's not in Aries. We're not doing that till 2040.
Yep.
And Pluto is not in Aquarius. We're not doing that till 2040 either.
That's right.
So yeah, and really, when you know the real, it's all about orientation to time and space. How are you supposed to navigate the energies if you're being told you're in a different location than you actually are? Like if you landed, let's say you came to Texas, but somebody told you were in Mexico, and gave you the map of Mexico, you'd find some streets that are similar, and you'd be like, maybe you'll just luckily run into something that helps you. But unless you have the real map, you're not going to know your way around. It's the code. And people say that, there's people against them and they're trapped here. Well, if you think you are in an escape room, the answer's up there. The clues are up there. And not in a figurative sense, not in a sense of like, believe me. I'm not saying believe me. Like, right? The other systems are saying you have to believe me. You have to believe what I'm telling you. Because this is the way that we've always done it. And it just doesn't make any sense. I'm just trying to look for one of the older questions here. And a lot of them are just technical questions, which I don't know if I have the brain power to answer right now. Let's see. Here is the question. It says, oh yeah, I can't do it. I can't. There's so many. Let's see.
That's why.
Okay. Oh, here's a good one.
Oh.
I got a good one. So somebody's asking, Sylvain Barron was asking, and he's a card reader. He likes to do the playing cards. When you read a natal chart for someone, what should we look at first? The ascendant, the positions and the aspects of the planets. My understanding is that the ascendant is in general what defines someone's perceived personality, and the planet associated with the first house is said to be the chart ruler. Shouldn't we use its associated card instead of the sun sign ruler card? Also, in the past, astrology was using heliocentric charts. That is also what was used in the late X1, I guess 19th. I don't know what X1X is, as shown in the Mystic textbook where Richmond presents heliocentric charts. And so then it raises the questions about, well, I remember him asking me this question personally about heliocentric charts in the ascendant. You really don't have an ascendant in a heliocentric chart because your ascendant comes from the horizon of Earth. Yep. So if you're doing heliocentric charts, you will not have a rising sign. That having been said, I think the ascendant's the most important part of the chart. Bar none. I don't think it's your sun. I mean, it's all important, but like if you were looking for the one quality that would really help you start understanding like the portal into someone's energy, for me, it's always the ascendant and the chart ruler and the aspects the chart ruler is making.
Ascendant's huge. I mean, I look at it as, especially if you got the sun on the ascendant when you were born, even bigger. Because when the sun peaks above the horizon, it's like these are like little characters, and the sun's like I'm ready to play again. Here I am.
Yeah.
I just came down from hell. I just came down from the underworld. I just gave illumination down there. Now I'm coming up to illuminate your world because it's been dark up here for 12 hours. Now here I am. So the rising sign is massively huge. And we know that the rising sign is also attributed to the way you look.
Right.
And your focal point. So it's not just the ascendant, it's the first house that represents this part of you.
Right. The body,
Right?
the body, the I am, everything. Yeah.
Well, especially the mind and the face.
Mhm.
Ascendant, and then you can touch into the sun as well, where the sun's at. That'll tell you a lot about.
Yeah. I always go in this order. I go ascendant, chart ruler, and then if it's a day chart, we go to sun. If it's a night chart, we go to moon. And then in a night chart, the sun's last. It's so funny what you said about Cancer, because I'm a Cancer sun, about like there's this like this protective circle. It's very crab-like. There's this like soft, gooey middle, but there's this hard, spiny shell. But once you're in there, once you're inside the shell, you're in there for life. You're in there for life. You're in
Party
there.
time, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, because it now is the you're in this collective and becomes really beautiful. If you got Mars in Cancer, you probably will freaking die for your family.
Yeah.
You'll take a bullet for people that you love. You'll defend the people that you love, Mars in Cancer. Or you'll go to war for the people that you love, Mars in Cancer. No brainer. Cancer risings, very soft. It can be very soft, very family oriented. But yeah, I agree with you. The rising sign's huge. Yep. Very, very big.
We have somebody projecting belonging in jail. Wow. Don't know who that is.
Oh, no, put that back up again. What did that say?
Okay. Let's see. Looks like
You are
there's
projecting and you belong in jail. Ty McAuliffe. You're obstructing justice in the murder of my family members with a bunch of bullshit you can't.
Yeah, there's some other text for that person.
Being a victim for the 80s. Well, I agree with you. It's you would define it as evil, of course, but I can tell you right now, the forensics will show you that it was predestined. You don't have to like that answer.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying evil's a good thing. I'm just saying it's part of the reality, and we can't.
Part of the reality.
We can't,
And
spiritual bypass that.
Yeah.
If you see something you hate out there in the world, it's a part of you.
Yeah.
And it's a part you have to integrate and to learn to love and to forgive. Because imagine how great the world could be if you could look at the people that do those horrific acts and you could forgive them. Maybe you're not in that space, but that's what we're all working for.
Well, this person's not.
Yeah.
Which there's nothing wrong with that position they're in. Because you know what? When you do not have forgiveness, that's what you're supposed to do. You're being used to not forgive. That's it. So you're doing exactly what you need to be doing, which is I'm not going to forgive. I hope those people die. And I watch a lot of sociopaths. I watch a lot of killers and these parents, they get their kids murdered. And like I was just watching this one dude, and he's like, I'll never forgive that girl ever. I'll never forgive her. And that's what he's being used to do. He had to experience his son murdered, which I don't even, unless you have gone through that, you will never say, yeah, I understand that. I never will. I'll never experience that in my lifetime, but he had to go through it. And that is like torture. So that's what he's being used for. He's being tortured by that. Mm-hmm. And it's horrific for sure. Absolutely. It is. But that's what his destiny got. Just like the people that murder, that's what their destiny is.
Right. I mean, somewhere deep inside of them, that was what they were supposed to do, and how they live with that and their karma. And, when you get emotionally involved in other people's things and you take that on for yourself, there's a reason you do that. They're your lessons. Right. I think Robert Edward Grant says it best. He's like, if you see things out there that you don't like, when you realize that you are everything and you're one, then you don't like something about yourself out there. I mean, it can get kind of heady and esoteric. And when you're dealing with the nitty gritty and the blood, sweat, and tears of life, sometimes it's hard to hear these things for sure. So I get it.
I don't think that a person that, like that gentleman that you posted with the comment there, very, very angry. And I get it. Like you deserve to be that way because you're doing exactly what you need to do. So when you listen to someone like Robert Edward Grant talk about that, he will never, unless you have a family member murdered, you will never be able to understand what that feels like. So when you project how you think it should be, that we're all one, and what you don't like, dude, but you didn't have a family member murdered.
Right.
So you can't say that you've been, I don't know what it feels like. You give birth to kids. I will never in my life know what that pain feels like. Like Bill Cosby said, it's like pulling your bottom lip over your head, right? Kind of funny comedy.
Yeah.
Like is that true? No, but it's funny, right? But I will never be able to experience that. So the murderers out there, the people that get murdered, we will never know what that feels like unless you do it. It's something that's you have to do. And that's what you have to experience completely on a personal level.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. And these are my opinions and thoughts, and I don't matter in your world. Really. I don't.
Look at that.
I don't matter in your world. You know,
I get it, man. It sucks.
You gotta go through what you gotta go through. So yeah. Well, I think that'll be good for the questions. Let's see. We got one question in here in the chat. It says, how do we make human design based on the real sky? And
Spotlight, baby.
Yeah. Go check out Spotlight. It's
Go ahead, Dan. Sorry.
It's a donation base. You guys don't have to pay for it.
Yeah.
And this whole channel is not a profit channel either. Like, we're not here trying to get rich, because I mean, like, I'm already good. This is all for you guys. This is all to bring a new format to the world. Like, you know, the old radio, I loved listening to those old radio shows, you know, with Dr. Ruth and Oprah Winfrey and Dr. Phil and stuff, because I loved those moments when people were like, they had their aha moments. And what we're trying to do is just bring in a little bit of that esoteric medicine that's been hidden. And we uncover things that can be, you know, kind of uncomfortable and interesting to think about.
Yep. I just want to say one thing about the human design, so people can know. If you go to Spotlight and you take the course, the true sky is in there. It's called Astrological Cosmic Codes. What I do not show you is what your type is. I left that completely out because I've studied myself and I could literally be all the types. Now, the problem that I have with the traditional human design is that the guy who developed it, he decided, I don't know why he decided this. He decided that he would go 88. Well, I know why, because it's tied to Ra. The 88th element is radium, Ra. So he decided, before your birth, I'm going to go 88 days prior to your birth. And I'm going to give you your red, the personalities, your design and human design, the red, not the black, the red lines. Those are the lines that are defined based upon your birth 88 days before you came out into this world, which has absolutely no significance to your birth at all. Now, he may argue against that. I don't know if the guy's even still alive. I'm not sure. But I've studied it high and low. I've even looked at the definitions of myself and countless other people. And what I've come up with is that the black is what your definitions are. You're gonna be like, those are pretty accurate. The red, no, they're garbage. Some of them may have attributes to you because of the placements of astrology and it's going around and having some aspects that we'll consider with other ones, but the black is where it's at. So in the human design, the cosmic human design, we scrap the red. When the 88 days has no relevance at all to your birth. If you want to have relevance, which we talk about, go study your conception date. That has much more significance than the red does in human design. So we scrapped the tropical red and the 88 days, and we went to the true sky, and we just went to the black. And when we did that, we found the accuracy in the definitions. So I don't know what type you're going to be in the human design. I don't think that's important. What's more important is using true sky with the gates and the periodic table to line up with that. And I stand by that 1,000%. And I will go up against, and I won't because I'm not a debater, but I'd go up against my old self. I'd be the asshole and I'd go up against anybody and I would prove it to you. I would prove it to you with factual evidence, not my opinion. I'd prove it to you because I'd get out a telescope and I'd show you where the placements are. And that is completely not in line with the traditional human design. It's garbage.
Yeah. Tropical has done a number on many esoteric things. That's why I always call it the first PSYOP.
Yeah. It's good for the seasons. It's good for the 12 houses. It's horrible for the constellations, especially just the 30 degrees. Virgo is not 30 degrees like Aries. Failure. Once you get one failure, I mean, the rest is garbage after that.
I agree. Yeah, it did make sense for me. I'm not a Leo sun. I'm not a Leo sun at all. I've tried to be a Leo sun. It just felt icky. Didn't feel comfortable. It's not that.
Oh.
And Gemini rising, maybe I could do that, but I love Taurus rising way more than I like the Gemini rising. Venus is chart ruler. Yeah, it makes so much more sense. 100%.
Well, you have Taurus rising, and then your first house. What's in your first house?
Just it's Taurus. Yeah, all Taurus.
All Taurus.
K2's there.
So you like stability. You like stability then.
Spiritual chill. Yeah. I just know I'm taken care of. I have that. I walk through the world like I'm going to be fine, and I usually am. So, but that's the gift of my placements. I have challenges. It's not all perfect. Cool. All right. Well, yeah, let's pull some cards. Call it a night. Thank you guys all for being here. Thank you to Pam and Lori for moderating. And thank you for your opinions and for watching, everyone. We appreciate you so much. It's always a blast hanging out with you, Logan.
Listen, I'm an asshole sometimes. I live that space, man. I'm totally cool with it. So don't agree with me. It's okay. I don't have all the answers, man. I can tell you that right now. I don't have all the answers for the entire world. I have questions. I don't have answers. I'm wrong in some areas that people would say I'm wrong in. That's totally fine.
Everyone is, yeah. Yeah.
All right. So normally when I pull these cards, I tap my finger and I rub a fingernail over there and I pull a card out without looking, right?
Let's do it.
So really what we do traditionally is that we say, what's the most important thing to focus on in life right now? It's a very good general question. And we normally pull 3 cards. And then I have this deck, since we're using astrology, and this one does either houses or celestials. And that kind of may give you a more geared approach on what the cards will mean for you moving forward. So let's pull the first card. Most important thing to focus on in life right now for this group is what? What is that? Judgment. Graduation, baby. Now it came out upside down, so we can read it from both ways. So obviously, what's the upside down aspect of the judgment? You're not going to you're not graduating. You're not getting it. You're not moving towards what you should move towards. But let's just talk about the upright. Graduation, blowing the trumpets, right? The 20th card, 20, graduation.
Everyone gets to ascend.
Ascension, right? Moving on to the next level, updating the operating system. That's the other thing about astrology and these systems that we've created and stuff like that. Like people say, I know, but they used to do the Hellenistic yeah, but dude, that's an old operating system. Do you use an old operating system with your cell phone? No. See, life will tell you, you need to keep updating this thing. Otherwise it won't work, right? You can't just say, oh, they did it 2,000 years ago. We're going to do that too as well. Yeah. You know what? They had slaves in the Bible. Do you think slavery is cool? Well, the Apostle Paul said it's cool in 1 Timothy. In the book of Leviticus, they had tons of slaves. Do you think that's cool? I don't know where people get their morals from. So we have to update these operating systems. And that Bible book is an outdated operating system. It's not.
Right. It served its purpose.
Served its purpose. Yeah. It has good, cool stuff in it, but there's a lot of contradictions in it. And there's a lot of killing and genocides. And I just don't think most of you don't resonate with that. Anyway, let's move on here. Most important thing to focus on in life right now. Why do I always get talking about theology? Because my Rahu's in Sagittarius. Anyway, second card, the 4 cups. Somebody had who had the first caller, 10 of spades, 4 of hearts. This would be your spirit card, right? Yeah. This is the card of being bored. Oh, that's the card.
Yep, Tracy.
Yeah, this is the card of being bored. This is an energy of the heart. Matter of fact, this is tied right to the anahata, because that person sitting under that tree has got a closed off stance, because that little hand coming in the cloud is the Holy Spirit. And the idea here is that's another offer of life coming to you. And this person, obviously in front of them, they have 3 cups and they're like, well, you know what? I've already done that. You could say this is the winter coming. Spring, summer, and fall are in front of them, and then winter's coming. It's like, oh God, I already did spring, summer, and fall. Do I really want to do winter? So the idea here with the four cups is that, you are somebody who's being offered something. We have judgment here. So these two together, right, is that there is a graduation coming to you. And in the idea here, it could be that little cup coming towards you. That could be stop being like this.
Yeah, I just kind of see somebody like, on the roof of a house in a flood going, Lord, save me. And then like a boat comes by and he's like, no, the Lord's going to save me. And so they swim on by, and then another boat comes by like, dude, the water's getting high. You want to get in our boat? No, the Lord's going to save me. And then the helicopter comes, drops him a ladder. He's like, no, the Lord's going to save me. And then he gets swept away and he dies and he's in heaven. And he's like, why didn't you save me, Lord? Because I sent you 2 boats and a helicopter. Like, so that's what those two remind me of. Like, we're getting these messages, we're getting these signals, and we need to listen. Maybe we're not.
Yeah. Let's see what the third card is. This is going to be really interesting. Third card is what? 2 of Wands. Oh. Somebody else had that as their.
That was my Venus.
That's your Venus.
Yeah.
The futurist.
Yep.
This is Elon Musk's birth card. Uh-oh. I mean, I like him, but that card right there is the card of the futurist, the 2 of clubs, the 2 of wands. This is card number 24 in the tarot, card number 15 in the French Gregorian card system. So it definitely is a card of movement and making the decision. You're holding the world in the palm of your hands. So when you get these 3 here, the most important thing to focus on in life right now, it looks like there's a new opportunity coming your way. Mm-hmm. And the first card was the graduation. So there is a graduation to move on, to level up. I'm just thinking operating system. There's a chance of the operating system to come your way, and that little cup coming towards that person. You need to unfold those arms, and you need to, for some of you, you need to say yes. Now, you have to use your intuition, because we did pull the judgment card out upside down. So there can be a lack of graduation from not doing that. But for some of you, you need to say no. You literally need to say no to these things that are coming. And it might be somebody trying to pull you in a specific direction. Okay. Let's get an astro card. Let's see what we got here. Let's pull a card here and see what this is. What is that?
8th house.
So we got some Hades, Mars energy. We have transformation. Whenever I think of 8th house, I think transformation. So we have graduation, opportunities, and then transformation. And that 8th house obviously is tied to that judgment card. I would even attribute these 2 together. Right? There's a graduation from the 8th house. What about you, Dani? How do you read that with the futuristic and?
Well, it immediately just made me recall that today's card is the 8 of clubs. That 8 energy, it's power, it's transformation, it's kind of like shining light in the darkness, and that's where the power comes from. And it's a energy that a lot of people are afraid of or scared of or kind of enticed by. So yeah, it feels like we're on the precipice of something here, something big, something amazing, something transformational, and we're forced into it anyway. It's like the judgment card is sort of an inevitable energy. It's one of the major arcana. It's waking people up. So there's a general collective swell of evolving here. And if we're sitting like this, not sort of, getting into it, like with the 4 of cups, I don't know, we could experience transformation either in a way to show us or in a way that could change us and make us much more powerful. So, yeah.
I mean, you can read it both ways, ladies and gentlemen. Mm-hmm. Either you're feeling the energy of like, no, I'm content, I'm going to stay put, and that'll be my transformation, because maybe you've been saying yes and spreading yourself too thin, mm-hmm. Whereas you got to say no. So there is that flip side. There was always a yin yang principle playing out here. There can be the flip of saying no, and that's what the transformation would be. The graduation for you would be to not move into a position of saying yes, because that is, you have the futurist here. So your future may just be like, I got to stop saying yes to people. I got to stop being a people pleaser. I got to stop being codependent. 8th house, severing ties.
Yep.
Has to do with death. So some of you have to maybe learn how to say no. You know, that's what I got. Anything else, Dani?
No, that was great. That was great. A lot of synchronicities. Just a beautiful, beautiful evening of conversation. Here's a question.
84.
Oh, you added them together?
They add up to 84. I am that I am is 84. I mean, I rest my case. Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, we just have a question from Arizona Lane. It says, I may have missed it. How often do these critical questions
What's
take
up,
place?
Lane from Arizona? Well, this is our second one in 2 months.
Yep. April 19th was the first one. This is the second one. And I don't know.
I'm not sure. We're just kind of flying by the seat of our pants.
We are. I definitely want to do another one.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
At least one more.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe 100 more. I don't know.
Just keep rolling with it, man.
Yeah, and it's going to get better and better. The flow will get better and better. We will get sharper and sharper. And I don't know, do you guys like the Chinese zodiac animals? I can keep those on there. We can change these. We can make these.
Oh, I think you need to keep them on there.
Okay.
So, I mean, when I do my readings, I always include the Chinese. Now it's standard. So it's definitely important. If we're going to, I mean, just let you know, I'm leaving to go to Canada on the 10th of June, and I'll be there for a month. So I'm going to take all my stuff I'm going to take my microphone, and I mean, because I got responsibilities and stuff like that. So I'll still be able to do one of these.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Very good. Well, then it sounds like we are thinking about another one, guys. So hopefully we will announce that when that becomes more clear. And let's see. Oh, got some Archaics fans in the house. A lot of people.
Chasing from Archaics.
Yeah.
Nice.
Pam's heard of Archaics.
Pam's heard of it all. She definitely lives out the number 5, man. She's the poster child for 5.
Yeah. Well, we are going to Colorado next week. And then after that, we're going to go back to the lake for a little bit. So I worked all those shifts last week so that I could have 3 weeks off and not have to be at the hospital. So
there you go.
Yeah.
I don't remember the last time I took a break. I really want to take a break where I don't do anything, but I don't know if that's even possible.
Well, you're not working. I mean, you are working, but you're not.
Well, no, but I'm just saying, it's like I don't remember the last time I literally didn't do any decoding or readings or something like this. There's always been something, and I've been doing this since 2018. I mean, 7 years straight with no breaks.
I get it. But ask yourself, like, okay, so like you put everything down. What are you gonna do?
Well, I mean, I'm going to Canada too.
I know, but like, I don't know. I feel like I'm bored if I'm not working on my stuff.
No, I get it.
I feel like, well, I could be. Oh, and then I'll get an idea and I'll have to go work on it or think on it. It doesn't feel like work.
I just love it too much.
Yeah,
like, I'm addicted to this stuff. Honestly, I'm okay with that.
I look at astrology every single day. I'm constantly turning the chart back and forward. I'm constantly trying to figure things out. Yeah. It's amazing. As soon as I open up a chart, I'm like, oh, and then the words just start coming. It's so beautiful. Something else. It is amazing.
Yep.
Cool. All right. Well, you want to call it a night? I actually went the whole time without having to go to the bathroom. That's amazing.
Amazing. Wow.
I do have to pee right now. So once again, thank you all so much for being here and supporting us in this new collaboration and project. Probably we'll schedule it. We just have to talk and kind of figure out what works for both of us. And I think it's kind of running itself now. So I don't think there's too much to work on other than how to get you in here as a non-guest. I mean, I paid for the collaborators. Anyway, we'll talk about it later. Yeah. Yeah. So that's all I got.
All right. Much love, guys and gals. Appreciate each and every one of you. I'm signing off. Take care. Good night.
All right. Good night. I'll put in the music and we'll see you guys on the next one.
Adios.
Much love. Much love. Let me play this song for you guys. I get it to go. Maybe we won't. Maybe I'll just play I don't know. I can't get to it. All right, guys. Well, I guess we'll just sign off since I can't figure out how to play this song. Oh, there we go. Take care.
What if the question is the answer? Ask it, face it, live it out loud. Ask it, face it, no hiding now. This is the moment, this is the line. One question changes your whole timeline. Feel it freezing under your skin. Something knocking, let it begin. No more silence, no more delay. Truth don't whisper, it finds a way. Heartbeat louder, time slows down. There's no escaping what you found. Ask it, face it, live it out loud. Ask it, face it, no hiding now. There's a fire you can't ignore. There's a truth you felt before. Every answer lives inside, but it waits till you decide. Ask it, face it, live it out loud. Ask it, face it, no hiding now. So, what's your question?